Okay. I think everything's working. Is it working? I think it's working. I think everything's working. So, hi, welcome. It's good to see you. I hope everything sounds okay. Does everything sound okay? Does everything look okay? Because here's the deal. I rebuilt. It's not really rebuilt. I basically wiped everything. I wiped my whole computer and started over the last few days, and it seems to all be working all right. I captured all my. There was a couple of things that I forgot to figure out where they were, like some of like little videos and stuff that I would play every now and then. Yeah, I don't know where those are. I gotta find those. But yeah, I rebuilt. Can't hear you. What? Are you serious? I hope you're not. I hope you're kidding. Are you kidding? Because it shows a mic going up and down. Don't listen to him. Okay, everything's working. Good. Because it was I don't know. I was hoping everything was good. But good to see everybody here. And hey, everything, look, I mean, my scene missing is still here. We got
somebody's got to buy them.
We got that. We got Bucho. Bucho's still here. Let's see. Hydration Bear's still here. And of course, the alien. Oh, other side. Whoa. Everything's still here. But it's dude, it's everything was getting everything back to the way it was kind of, I was worried. I was a little worried. But also, because I rebuilt everything, well, let's see if this actually pulls up. Has Nightbot said Nightbot's still working. That's good. Now I'm just going to replay this. This is from last week. But
the Joker is a man of his word.
See? Hey, the Streamlabs stuff is working again. So, hey, we're just going to go with it and see if everything just continues to work. So, Streamlabs stuff is apparently working again. I'm still getting an error message every time I open up OBS because it says, "Oh, your Streamlab or your Elgato thing, your Stream Deck doesn't work right." Again, I don't even know what happened. I don't know why it was messed up in the first place. So, it's working. So, yay. So it's good to see everybody. And look, Rufus was first. Rufus was first today. For the first time in... Rufus, were you ever first? I can't remember. But at the very least, it's been months.
Testing, syphilis, syphilis, syphilis.
Yes, it works. What?
Dinglings for 5 doll hairs.
Hey, look, I just wanted to make sure it was working. You guys don't have to do that. But thank you. Thank you so much. But yes, yeah, it's working. So there you go. Yeah. Rufus was first, Ninjinzu was second, and Justin Yates says he was third. But it says, "No, I won. You just can't see my comment." Just kidding, Rufus. Good job. So there you go. It's so miserably hot out. I can't handle this garbage. Dude, it's ridiculous out there. And I know where Stafaux, where he is, man, there's, geez, it's even hotter there. But it's been close to 100. I don't know what the temperature is now. Let's see. Got up to 95, it says, today, here. And it was just gross. So, and KP Senti, hello. Good to see you. Seems like you've been really busy over there playing Minecraft, haven't you? But anyway, and Cosma's here. Welcome, Cosma. Blueberry pie like David Lardass Hogan. I don't know what that is. But I hope that you're doing well. And yeah, we have a liquid poll going, guys, because, well, originally I was thinking, man, there's no way I'm going to have that much to talk about tonight. But apparently I do, because, man, there's a lot of stuff going on. Where is my... Okay, there's that and that. There we go. There we go. Yeah. To me, that's the biggest thing that I've been dealing with all weekend, is basically backing everything up and making sure I have everything before I just completely wipe out my computer. And it seems to be running really well. So I'm hoping that everything's working right, and I hope that you guys are okay and all that kind of stuff. If you want to know about my back / sciatica, whatever it is, we're still dealing with it. It was pretty bad yesterday. Went to therapy today, and they did some things that made me sweat a lot, and it seems to be better for now. Doesn't hurt right now, which is great. So we'll see if things keep getting better. So we'll see. Yes. But yeah, look in the chat, guy, or in the in the poll. Right now we have 4 votes. We only have 4 votes. Okay? There's 6 people here, but 4 votes. But anyway, the first one is the blueberry pie. It's called Baker's Berry. Baker's Berry. Baker's Berry. And it looks like it's like something spilled on this. I smell something. Well, it smells like blueberry, actually. And then, of course, the strawberry cheesecake ice cream called Succulent. It's called Succulents. Like NCE, not NT. Succulents. But yeah, that's next. This one is supposedly there's a guy that I watch, Grim Green. This is one of his favorites. This is like one of his all day, every day kind of things. I like I like strawberry stuff. Strawberry cheesecake ice cream sounds awesome. So we'll see. And then of course the last one is Stronut, which is the strawberry donut. So I mean, there you go. Ooh, banana. No bananas today. No bananas. Which one is this? Oh, this is the apple. I'm still working on that. I've got to be honest. The remember we had the cake nana cream last week? That one? It's fine, but it's kind of like, it's fine. See, all of these, I guess it's what it is part of it is that I don't vape for a while. And then when I do vape, it's like, oh my gosh, so much flavor. Yeah, I mean, they're all fine. They're all fine, but none of them are really like, God, I got to buy a huge freaking vat of this. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I got to try some stuff. There was one, same company, JMW, that apparently has a juicy fruit flavor. So I don't know. I kind of want to try that though. That sounds kind of good. But anyway, let's see. Stop Fox said the next set of neighbor bothering tools arrives tomorrow, even though I don't need more subwoofers. I wanted them. I mean, that's just kind of how it goes, isn't it? And hey, I hope you guys enjoyed the Amazon Prime sale day, Prime Day. Did anybody get anything good in Prime Day? Because well, I can show you man, Vinny's Haul was pretty awesome. I didn't have time to actually put it in the thing, but yeah, look at that. Breakout hits. He got Life of Brian, Mulholland Drive, Isle of Dogs, The Heroic Trio. I don't know. Is that like two movies? I don't know how many movies that is. Pee-wee's Big Adventure, The Fisher King, and Dazed and Confused and those are all from the Criterion sale, but that Breakout hits. Look, I mean, I gotta say, I'm kind of jealous. And I don't know if I actually said it, but part of my problem right now is that I'm trying to save some money. Okay, now did I pre-order the Project Hail Mary Steelbook for $50 on Amazon? Yeah, I did. Yeah. But other than that, I'm trying to stay away from the Criterion sale. I think I'm going to wait until the November sale because man, everything is going up and I'm really getting to that point where I think I might need a new computer. But we'll see. I mean, now that everything is cleaned off of it and I haven't, I haven't done any editing on this yet, so I don't know if that's any better. But like, I'm kind of hoping that this will get me by for a while, because, and you might be saying, well, Rob, it's not like your videos are super intricate. I mean, why would you need a new computer for some 1080p thing where you're just sitting in front of a camera talking? I mean, that's a good point. I mean, I have to concede that point. But when things, even that was starting to be like, okay, this is taking a really long time to do this, it starts to get old. So we'll see. We'll see how this week goes with editing and all that stuff. We'll go from there. My Riftbound cards say delivered. Riftbound, but I don't see anything. I don't know what Riftbound is. What's Riftbound? Is that I don't know what that is. I'm not even going to guess. You tell me. But Rob David Lardass Hogan, Stand By Me, Eggs, Castor Oil, Barforama. Oh, I forgot. I forgot. That's not, see, that's a weird movie because that's a movie that I think I probably would have watched a lot as a kid, growing up, but I wasn't allowed to watch it because it was rated R. So I didn't watch it until much later. So it doesn't have that same pull as some other movies. Like, I mean, this is going to sound weird, but like the movies where I grew up, like I think of the Goonies, I think of, Labyrinth. I think of, I don't know, Big, those are the movies that I watched when I was a kid, even though Big is kind of a strange movie when you think about what happens. Gets into some sexual situations. Of course, it is PG, though. I was allowed to watch that because it's PG. Or PG-13. No, PG-13. Had to be PG-13, right? Because his friend, the kid, says the F word to him one time. And I remember Tom Hanks used his dad voice and said, "Hey, hey, did you use that kind of language?" Anyway. Rufus says he doesn't think he was ever first. Well, you know what? You were first in all our hearts. But hey, I'm glad you won the battle. I don't know. You won. You won today. You don't really win anything, but hey, thanks for playing. 113? It's 113 degrees there, Staffaux. Wow. That's crazy. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's too hot. It's too hot. I would also, by the way, since we're getting caught up and everything, I would love to hear what you've been watching. Like, are there any shows that you've been catching up on? Anything like that? I have a few, and I'll go over them in a bit. But I wanted to hear from you guys. Like anything good that you're like, oh my god, you got to see this. It's so very good. All that stuff. I mean, you don't have to do that. I don't even know how you'd spell that. Anyway, Shazama is here but not here since heading home, so mobile data will go out. I got a weird message today from AT&T saying that, hey, we did something. What did it say? It said, as a thanks for your loyalty, we've added AT&T Turbo to your line for 30 days. Enjoy improved wireless data connectivity and stability with activities like video chatting, live streaming, and gaming on the go. No action required. We'll remove it after 30 days. I don't know what that means. Because the weird thing is, I don't know if it's just this area, but like, I've really had no problems with phone calls or anything like that. But as soon as I go outside, as soon as I head down the street, man, my internet sucks on my phone. And I'm like, I thought this was like all 5G and blah, ooh, look at how fast we are and all that stuff. Why? Why is it so bad in my area? So you're telling me you just said, hey, for 30 days, you'll have a phone that actually works. That'll be interesting. So I guess we'll play around with that. But anyway, welcome, Shozama. If you're here, if you're not here, hey man, I hope everything's okay. Maybe you're going to see a movie or hang out with your buddies. Whatever it is, I hope it's okay. Hope it's good. 87 here in is that in Michigan, Rufus? It's so humid my body can't regulate heat proper. I threw up 3 times at work. I skipped voting to comment first. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, Dingalings for $5 hairs. Ninjinzu. Northern Michigan. Wow. That's hot, man. And it's not even July yet. Oh, and I don't know if you guys have any plans for July 4th, but apparently here it's going to be 758,000 degrees. So it's going to be nuts. Gonna be nuts. But 250th anniversary or 250th birthday? Is it anniversary or birthday? Do you call it a birthday? It's not really a birthday. Is it an anniversary? I don't know. All I know is, hey, I mean, hey, 250 years. So let's see if we can last another, I don't know, 10 or 20. Because, man, I got to tell you, sometimes it feels like it's the end of an empire. You know what I mean? I don't know about you, but it feels like, man, it feels like we're close to a breaking point. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. Last week was bullsh. Yeah, exactly. Rob is being extra funny today. We're in for a treat. Am I? I don't really feel like I'm funny. Of course, there are times when I don't really think I'm funny at all, and people are like, ah, ha, ha, and I've never got that. But hey, I'm glad you're enjoying the show, where I just basically talk. We talk about things. I mean, I got a couple things to show, but nothing that interesting. I mean, in fact, both of these, I think I showed them to you last week, but I watched them, so we'll talk about them. A week and a half ago, not last week. Oh, and then KP Cinti again. Wow, hi. Wow, hi to you. Good to see you. Watching from my TV and the couch, man. I gotta tell you, I don't typically, the only time that I watch a live stream or anything like that on my computer, you know, I've got my iMac right here, and then I've got my extra monitor right here. The only time I have a live stream going is if I'm doing something. And usually if I'm doing something, I'm not watching anything because my brain doesn't work that way. Like if I'm like, you might say, hey, why don't you put on a movie or something while you're editing? Doesn't work. I can't do it because I'll be like editing for a minute and then I'll be like, I'll just sit here. I'm one of those people that I can't really concentrate on more than one thing. You know, I've never, in fact, I can't even listen. I think I've said that. In fact, I know I've said this before. I can't even listen to music most of the time when I'm doing something. You know, even if it's something kind of brainless, because my brain will disconnect and only and think about the music that I'm listening to. So the music has to be very ambient and like almost not that interesting for me to be able to listen to it. Because if it's too good, like I can't just put on like one of my favorite playlists and do stuff. No. Nah, I'll quit what I'm doing and listen and just be here like, and I'll be thinking of chord progressions and drum beats, and it's just because my brain is just like that. So, anyway. There you go. AT&T is siphoning users because Verizon is offering to buy out accounts and switch phones. They have lawyers going after them for turning off phones.
Did I miss the ambient as seating?
No, but welcome. Welcome, 8-Bit Tacos. Welcome, good to see you, and thank you. Appreciate that. But no, there hasn't been any of that going on. Again, man, with Crohn's boy, that's just not a fun time, you know? If you know what I mean? It's not. It's not a fun time. Anyway, AT&T Turbo is an extra $7 a month, and basically you pay to have higher priority compared to others on their network. That's all it is. To me, that's like, in a way, that's kind of like what Game Pass did, right? It's $19.99 a month. Then it goes up to $29.99 a month, right? For a while. And then they're like, hey, we've dropped the price to $22.99 a month. If memory serves, you already raised the price from $19.99. So basically you only raised it $3. But I already quit. So, and I don't like, it's kind of like Amazon Prime for the longest time, right? Was you didn't have to pay anything extra, you didn't get any ads or anything like that. Now you have to pay extra to not watch ads on the thing that you're already paying for. And you might say, well, what you're really paying for is the Prime shipping and all that kind of stuff. And the Amazon Prime video is really just it's just an addition and, additional thing. It didn't used to be like that. I like how in order to get things to work the way it should, now you have to pay more. Anyway, I'm on a spare phone and it doesn't support all the mobile networks in my area and I get reception. I don't even get 5G. Well, you know what, KP Senti, I would be interested to know if like you could force it to not use 5G and go back to 4G, if 4G would actually work better because that frequency has fewer people on it. I don't know. But it just seems like 5G in my area is puke, you know what I mean? Bad. It's not like as in not good, which is what bad means. Anyway, but yeah, I don't understand that. I don't understand that. It's weird. You pay to not have slower speeds. I thought 5G was supposed to be whatever, whatever. Ricky asked if Rufus was still on the potato diet and how much water do you drink a day? Not a diet anymore, but my primary source of food is potatoes still. I drink plenty of water. I would be interested in how many people are actually getting the amount of water they should for their body. And that's one of those things where, man, there are varying, schools of thought on that, on whether or not, oh, you need, take your body weight and then divide it by 2 and then add 30. And that's how many ounces of water you drink. I'm like, yeah, but if I weighed 50 pounds, that would mean that I'd only need to drink, I would still drink 50 pounds or 50 ounces of water. I don't know if that's supposed to work. I mean, I'm not 50 pounds, obviously. But by that rationale, let's see. That would mean that I only need 120 ounces a day. I guarantee you I need more than 120 ounces a day. In fact, I think I probably hit 120. In fact, finishing this tea off will probably get me to 120. And sure, yeah, this isn't pure water, but this is pretty close to water. It's dirty water, with a little bit of stevia in it. And then I got a whole nother 30 ounces that I'm going to drink probably by what? Probably, maybe by 10. I drink a lot. But it's also because, remember, no colon boy, Crohn's boy. Whichever. And yeah, I get dehydrated really easy. So KB sent to you consider it's an anniversary. It's not like America's birthday. It's a weird thing, man. I mean, I get it. When somebody's, like, I'm not really proud right now. I get it. I understand. Everybody's got their own idea. I mean, I try to think of it as, whatever your political leanings are, America's still pretty cool. And regardless of who's in charge, we should celebrate that, right? However you wish to. I mean, I hope people are safe, this weekend with their fireworks. I'm especially worried because, man, it was raining like crazy for a long time, and then it just dried up, and we haven't had a drop of water in like a month now. And I'm really worried about all these damn kids out here, setting fire to their houses and blowing up their hands. I don't want that. I mean, of course, I don't want them to burn down my house, but I also don't want, some kid to blow up his hands either. So anyway, be careful this weekend. Have fun. Be responsible. Don't drink and drive. Don't poop in someone else's bucket. Don't have sex with any farm animals. Yeah. And don't covet your neighbor's wife. Happy July 4th, everybody. I don't even know. Dude, I don't even know. Okay? It's been a weird day. And like I said, the fact that I'm not in pain sitting here right now is pretty cool. I gotta say. It's pretty cool. Now let's see. Let's just see if things chill out and everything's cool, by this time next week. Because that's the real trick, man. It seems like every Tuesday and Thursday when I go to the therapy, I'm like, yeah, I feel okay. And it feels pretty good when I leave. And then the weekend comes and it gets destroyed. So I guess we'll see. I don't know. Okay, everything just updated and I'm officially way behind. So there you go. As per usual, right? And again, don't forget to vote. If you haven't voted and you don't vote, well, guess what? You don't get to vote then. So, vote for a flavor that you want me to try. Even if you're not into vaping, you might say, hey, which one of these sounds the best? It adds to the thing. So there you go. I'm here for the physical media talk. Oh, we're going to be talking about that. Trust me. Bilbert says he's here for the butt talk. Okay. The butt. Well, not my butt. That's not as interesting. It's the anniversary when Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum saved us from the aliens. That was 1994. Wasn't it? Pretty sure. That's one of those movies that I don't even know if it ages well. Like I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a while. And it's one of those movies that I watch so much that I'm like, I don't think I need to watch it for another probably year and a half, 2 years. Like I saw it enough. It's just like Aliens. I love Aliens. James Cameron's Aliens 1986, right? I love that movie. I do. But I saw it so friggin' much that I don't really need to watch it again for a long time. I mean, I bought the 4K last year. Everybody's complaining about it. I sit there and watch it. And I'm like, hey, this is fun to watch. This was fun to see this again. And now I don't need to watch it for a long time. So there you go. There you go. Over a gallon a day. Wow. How old is it that it doesn't have 5G? I don't even know when that happened. I used to be super into cell phones because I used to work for Sprint, and then I worked for a mobile company that made wallpapers and different text messaging based marketing type stuff for different companies. I did that for a while. And because of that, I had to be kind of really into cell phones and different technologies, and then all the different wallpaper sizes and all that kind of stuff. I had to do a lot of testing, stuff like that. Yeah, ever since I left there, it's all gone. Like all I know is I love my iPhone, but not to say that Android is terrible or anything like that. I have some Android based other things, and that I like them, and they're pretty good. They're fine. It's gotten to that point where it's really just, it's like this. One comes up with something, the other one steals it or remakes it, whatever you want to say. And then it's all on a pretty much level playing field. I still got to say, man, for a while there, it was like, man, the iPhone camera's better than anything. And then another company comes out and they're like, look at this. We have a 70,000 megapixel blah, blah, blah. Look, you could see into someone's soul, you know, and it's like, wow, okay. So I mean, there's constantly leapfrogging, and I don't care, man. Use what you want to use and use what you like. The only thing that I don't like is when people, you know, start saying, "Oh yeah, you're on a bleh. Well, then that means that you're bleh." And I'm like, get over yourself. You know, you're an idiot. You're a moron. You're literally a moron. Like in the rest of your life, you're a moron. Whatever phone you use does not matter to me. Do you know about, like, what's the speed of light? Don't know that? Then you're an idiot. I'm just kidding. If you don't know what the speed of light is, you're not an idiot. You're just, you know, I don't know. See, that's that weird thing where, like, when I was younger, I would really judge people based on what they knew and what they didn't. And the thing is you don't use that information very much, you know, the speed of light. You know, you don't use that very much, if at all, right? You may never need to know that. If you didn't read this book, this classic book from way back when, it doesn't mean that you're an idiot. It just means that you skipped out on reading that book somewhere along the way. It doesn't mean you're an idiot. I have to keep reminding myself that knowledge isn't necessarily, I mean, it's a big part of it, but it's not necessarily everything. You know what I mean? That's like saying, oh, well, if you didn't go to college, then you're a moron. Well, there's a lot of really very, very successful people that never graduated college. So there you go. And Filbert is here and recycles his own pee. The proper amount of water to drink is literally anytime you are thirsty. All that 10 glass a day stuff is garbage. Sometimes I drink like 6 bottles. Other I'm chugging 2 gallons. I don't know how much I drink, but there's here's like for me, it's actually not good when I don't like constantly have like water next to me. Because the other day when I was doing all this computer stuff, I got completely sucked in and locked in. You know what I mean? You know that moment when you're like sitting there and you're not even thinking about time, you know, and you're just doing what you need to do. And you're moving things and you're, you know, whatever you're doing. You know, some people do it with art, some with music. You're getting in that zone. And when you're in that zone, the world goes away and you're focused, right? I was so focused on that I didn't realize that I wasn't drinking any water. And man, it actually started making my head hurt. And I'm like, I haven't drank anything in like 3 hours. And that's not good for me. I have to do that. I have to stay hydrated, which is, you know, why we have Hydration Bear. Hydration Bear is incredibly important. This is a threat. I love Hydration Bear. Okay? I do. I'm drinking Barrow tonight. I don't know what that is. I got a couple of the IPA. Oh, beer? Barrow? I got a couple of the IPAs to try, and it tastes like a lager. Not bad at all for non-alcoholic. Hey, there you go. You know, Tom Holland has his own non-alcoholic non-alcoholic beer company. I don't know anything about that because I don't drink any kind of beer. I don't like it. I prefer humid weather over this 110 degrees. I can work longer when it's humid compared to hot ass heat. You know what's weird? I don't know. Okay. Because I sweat a lot, like when it's really hot, I sweat a lot. A dry heat is really that's dangerous for me. Like super dangerous because you don't realize that you're dehydrated until it's too late. You know what I mean? So, and usually it's kind of like one of those things where it's like if you're thirsty, that means you're overly dehydrated. Like it's not like just drink when you're thirsty. It's you should be hydrating yourself. You actually have greater brain power, you know, when you're hydrated. But I mean, who knows, man? I think I would rather be humid too. Yeah, me too. Lower temperature higher humidity, even though, man, I can't stand Houston. I think Houston is I don't like it. It's too humid there. Don't like it. Basically, when the network is congested, they slow down speeds. If you pay for AT&T Turbo, then your speed stays normal. Well, that's bunk. Okay? Because when I'm looking at, social media, I need priority. No. Typically, it's the only time that let me see. The only thing that I really use. Yeah, I don't really need the thing. It's usually like when I'm at the store and I'm trying to look something up. Like if I like, oh, I'm gonna cook. And this doesn't always happen. I mean, don't make it sound like, I'm some chef and I'm sitting here every week I'm cooking a different like crazy meal or anything. But maybe I have to reference a freaking recipe to figure out, oh my God, I forgot to put something on on my grocery list. Well, if I'm at Kroger, it sucks. So, I don't know. Yeah, see, KP Senti said it. If you're feeling thirsty, that means you're already dehydrated. That's right. That's right. That's all I bought during Prime Week was fake beer. Hey. It's not old, it's just a weird specific carrier version. Physically, I almost said psychically. Physically, it doesn't have all the bands. Pew, pew, pew. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't want KP to answer me anyways. Humph. 4G LTE, my phone I miss 5G. Oh my God, sorry, I'm chatting from my crappy ass phone. What the poopy phone. And hello, Chris. Good to see you. I hope you're doing okay. Thirst is not a late stage warning sign of danger. It is a highly sensitive, proactive biological alarm. Your brain triggers thirst when your total body water drops by as little as 1 to 2%. Well, I'll just say, hey, if you look, you do you. For me, man, no, I need to drink a lot. I can drink a little bit of water now. So, take that. How are we doing on the poll? Okay, strawberry donut. Nobody wants it. 14 votes. And right now, succulent strawberry cheesecake ice cream is in the lead, which, hey, I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy either way, but it doesn't matter. I bought all these because I want to try them, but yeah. A lot of it depends on diet and activity for water. Like if you work out a lot and take any extra supplements, you really need more on your system. That's and there's poop phone from Chris. Poop. And Leon, hello, sir. I hope you're enjoying the World Cup because I haven't watched a single second of it. Oh, and by the way, Leon, and pretty much anybody, I'm very, very close to shutting down every single bit of my social media. Because it is a distraction. And I've recognized this about myself that I have. Sometimes it's just like I'm an absent-minded, oh, I'm going to pick it up and look and see if there's anything on sale. And it's like, why do I need to do that? I don't need to do that. Now, there's been plenty of times when there's been some crazy deal that Wario64 or whoever, right, that they'll post about it and I'll see it and I'll be like, oh, cool. Then I click on it and then it's already sold out. That happens, but that's life, Sometimes you just miss out on things. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of Facebook. I'm going to get rid of Twitter. I'm going to get rid of or X, whatever, Instagram. Is there anything else that I actually check? I said Facebook, right? I don't really honestly get on Facebook very much, but I'm and it's not like I'm deleting my accounts. I'm just taking it off my phone so I don't think about them. And then when I go to and I'll go to look at it and I'll be like, oh, I don't have that on here, so I have to come in here. and make a special trip. It's kind of like, I don't know about you, but I'm that dude, or I used to be that dude a lot, but I am still that guy that if I have a bag of snacks, let's say, okay, bag of chips, or I don't know, box of cookies, whatever it is. Okay. If I leave it sitting next to me, oh, I'm just going to eat that crap till it's gone. I'm just that guy. So what I do now, I've learned, but it's taken me almost 50 years to figure this out. I've learned to portion things and say, hey, I'm going to have a couple of cookies, put the rest up. And so they're out of sight, out of mind, all that kind of stuff. It's the same thing with this. I think if I can condition myself to not think about it as much, I won't care as much. You know? And sure, I'll probably still check once a day, but I'm not going to be constantly on it, and I'm not going to have all those notifications going off going, hey, did you see the Now the difference is Discord's different. Discord is different because that's you guys. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you saw this, but over the last couple of days, we've had 2 different spammers come in. So the Discord invite link is dead right now. Whatever was on there is dead. In fact, I need to make a reminder. Remind me tomorrow at 1 p.m. to check the thing on the thing.
Okay, I added check the thing.
That is not helpful, like at all. That is the worst reminder. Like tomorrow. If I didn't change it tomorrow, I'd check the thing. What the hell does that mean? No. What I need to do is I need to check all of the because I think I have an automatic. What do you call it? Automatic description thing, and I think the Discord link is in there. It may be in there. So what I need what I need to do is make sure that I check what? Oh, that's today. What? We'll delete that, and then this one, check Discord links on YouTube. That'll work. That should work. But anyway, so Leon tends to send me messages. Sometimes he sends them via Instagram. Sometimes he sends them via Facebook Messenger. Yeah, I'm taking all that crap off my phone. I don't want any of it. It's too. And my thing is, it's not that it's. Look, I'm that guy that I get a single notification, which basically means, oh, I pick up my phone. I look at the notification. I go, huh. And then I'll look at 12 other things. And next thing I know, it's an hour later and I haven't gotten any work done. So I need to stop that shit. Need to stop it. You know, I got a book to write. That's the most important thing I need to be thinking about right now. Is my book. Okay. And you know what I want? Now that I've done this the right way, I need to make a little clock over in this corner so I can always see what time it is. I think that would be smart. That would be smarty McSmarty pants. Right there. Anyway. So anyway, all of that because I saw Leon's name. So Leon, hey, you know how you can get a hold of me. But good to see you, Leon. I hope you're doing well. It's been a while. But Potato Waterman. Hey, that's Rufus right there. Whoa, we getting hydrated up in here? That's right. That's damn right. And I hope, like I said, I hope everybody is, you know, if you're interested in all those sales that were going on that we talked about last week, man, I hope you picked up some cool stuff. And I'd love to see them. Since I'm not really partaking right now, I would love to see what cool shit you got. Because, man, I love a Criterion sale. Criterion sale is, man, 2 months out of the year where I'm just like, Oh, I want everything. And last time I bought 10. I bought 10 movies last year in November. And yeah. So I love it. It's good. Is that like a smidgen or a tad? You people measure weird. I hate it when they call it a birthday. Oh, well, I don't know. It's kind of like America is not a baby. It's not a baby, and it's not a man, and it's not anything that had. Well, again, it remains to be seen if it will have a life. But hopefully, it's yeah anniversary. I guess. So, so Filbert, I hope I didn't trigger anything in you when I called it a birthday. Okay, everything just updated and holy crap. Boy, I'm way behind. I need to get caught up. Like way behind. I mean, I see that yeah, that's a lot. Okay. It's a weird number. I don't even know it. I just say a tad or some. Point 0.028 kilograms. That's an ounce, is it? We measure water in liters and milliliters, not millimeters. Ah, see, gotcha there. Maybe that's why. It's because so many people here in America are mushmouths. Millimeter, milliliter. They were like, well, man, that's not a measurement of volume. That was length, milliliter. No, I meant millimeter. I meant milliliter, not millimeter, and that's why. And then everybody just 19.2 ounces is an imperial pint. We measure water in liters as well. Yeah, a lot of things come in liters now. I mean, all of my liquids are 60. These are 60 milliliters. 60 mil. There's 120 mil. Like the bottles that I make are 120s. So, which actually ends up being like 3.4 ounces. So, there you go. Oh, I used to be big into the fourth, but yeah, last year I may have burnt all of my flags. So that tells you my excitement level. Gonna just float on the river and have some drinks Saturday. Hey, that sounds good. And Chozama, welcome back. If you're still here, you may have been like, what is he talking about? I don't even care. I'm gonna go do something else. But hey, welcome back. I mean, look, I wish I could do that. Number one, I don't drink. I don't have any rivers around me. And honestly, I think right now, if I went outside, I would burst into flames. So, gonna skip that. So, I don't even measure it. Just look at it. I have had a pint in America. It tasted watered down. It was Bud Light. It was not filled to the top. Not a pint. Well, I mean, look, Bud Light is what it is. You know? That was one of the few beers that I could drink when I was drinking. And then I got away from drinking for a long time. And then I tried some different IPAs and, weird stuff with, it's got hops and, bunny thoughts, or something. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to try that weird kind of offbeat IPA. I'm going to try that. And I tried it and I was like, honestly, the only beer that I guess, mainstream beer that I actually liked was Dos Equis. And even that was like, yeah, I'm good. No, I'll have a water or, something with flavor. And plus, I don't smoke anymore, which is a big thing too. To me, beer, smoking and drinking were like, so when I quit drinking and now that I quit smoking, it's not the same. And it's like, wow, this actually tastes bad. So I don't really want to drink it. So there you go. Filbert has the winning idea so far. Float on the river and have some drinks. Bud Light is water, Rufus says. If you measure water in liters, why is Rob saying ounces? I'm confused. We use both. We use all. It really depends on the situation. It really depends. I don't measure my water. I just drink it. Yeah, I drink a lot. My water here says 1 gallon is 3.78 liters. There you go. July 3rd, 1996. Welcome to Earth. That's right. Maybe his water bottle is measured in ounces. Dishwasher safe. I don't know. I don't see anything. I didn't know that was dishwasher safe. Actually, it's kind of interesting. This one also says dishwasher safe. Made in China. Microwave safe. Why would you microwave your tea? Rob, you can drink other things other than tea in your cup. I know. Whatever. I can't turn that one over or water will go everywhere. And I don't want water all over my pants or my shorts. So take that. I only weigh my weed in ounces. Blueberry, like violet, Willy Wonka. Yeah. I got a blueberry for a daughter. 2019 is when phones regularly use 5G. Whoa. That long? Interesting. Just use the metric system and call football football. You do call football football, and I call the other sport handball. Hey, that's what Leon said a while back. Weirdly enough, that's the same here. Huh, weird. The small sodas are called 20 ounces, then liters, and 2 liters for the large bottles. Apparently, drugs are measured in fractions globally. I don't do drugs. Those are bad. Excuse me, sir. I would like 0.5 weed, please. I don't think that's how that works, but... So small sodas are measured using the imperial system, and large bottles use the metric system. America is truly broken. It's always been that way, man. 2 liters. Yeah, there's a 2-liter bottle, 20 ounce. And at Whataburger, a medium drink. A medium drink is 32 ounces. A medium. To me, look, I'm just going to say it. I think a medium shouldn't be any more than 20. But yeah, when you go to Whataburger, the other day, by the way, Leon, the other day, I went and got me I got me a sweet and spicy burger because it just sounded good. Got me a sweet and spicy. And look, if Justin's here, I don't know if Justin's here, but Justin was asking about Rosati's pizza. I still haven't had it. Okay. And it's not because I don't want it. It's just because, hey, number one, that's a lot to spend on yourself. And 2, I don't think April would like it. So it's going to be on by myself. Number 3, I'm still in pain. My back's still jacked up. So I hadn't been wanting to leave the house much. So there you go. But anyway, I did go to Whataburger, got me a sweet and spicy burger, came back, medium drink, 32 ounces of Diet Coke, no ice. Yeah, but it was good. I mean, the burger was good. Whataburger fries are, man. Like everybody talks about In-N-Out fries like they're the devil. I honestly think Whataburger fries are worse. I don't like Whataburger fries that much. But I need potatoes. So there you go. Speed of light, it's Fast and Furious. There you go, Shozama. Exactly. That same dehydrated zone feeling happens to me when I have to drive cross country. Yeah, I mean, like right now, I feel like I'm thirsty. But that's also because I'm talking a lot. And I've been peeing on the floor as we speak. That's not true. That's not true at all. I'm drinking this London-born, American-made Biro right now. It says 12 fluid ounces, 355 milliliters. So it's both, just the slang we use for the sizes. So there you go. There you go. America trying every way to make people not feel obese. I would not doubt that either. And another thing I noticed is like when you get British snacks, on the back, instead of calories, it says K-calories. K-cal. Are those the same? I don't know. I honestly don't know. That is Tom Holland's Beer Company. Well, there you go. There you go. Let's see. Been cooking Hello Fresh meals the past 3 weeks, learning more about cooking styles and how to add ingredients more than ever. Ninjinsu, I got to be honest with you, man. Hello Fresh is what got me back into cooking and got me back in, learning. And that's the thing. Cooking isn't always about sticking 100% to a recipe. Now, when you're baking, that's different. You kind of have to use kind of exact measurements. But when you're just cooking just stuff, when you're making just like grilled chicken or whatever, there is no real recipe. You just kind of make things happen, and it's all about the technique, and as long as you're using proper technique, the spices and flavoring agents, I almost bit my tongue, can change. That's what's beautiful about cooking. But it's also interesting when you learn a new technique and you're like, oh, that's cool. And then you start thinking, well, how can I apply that to other stuff? Like one of the craziest things, man, the craziest things was when it was a HelloFresh meal and it was breaded chicken, basically like a breaded chicken thing. It wasn't fried, it was baked. And what it was take your chicken breast and you put mayonnaise all over it and then do breadcrumbs. And what happens is the mayonnaise is almost like a quick brine because of the oil and the vinegar and the egg that is in mayonnaise. And it kind of melts into the chicken and makes it more moist. And my wife, April, hates freaking mayonnaise. Hates it. Can't stand it. She loved that chicken though. And it's like, isn't that weird how like you could put something into a recipe that you don't like, but because it changes with heat and with other ingredients, it almost becomes a different thing. I love that stuff. That's why I watch so many cooking videos. I mean, that's why I watch Sam the Cooking Guy. I love watching his techniques. I watch, All Recipes. Really liking those. I honestly watch a lot of America's Test Kitchen. Because I enjoy seeing it, just like I like tech. I like tech for food. So anyway, I used HelloFresh for a little while, expensive for what it is, but the convenience and variety was decent enough. They kept leaving out vital ingredients on my deliveries though, so I canceled. I never had a single issue. Now it could be different if it's an American. I'm assuming HelloFresh is an American-based company. I honestly, Babish is another great freaking YouTube channel, and of course Alton Brown. I mean, I've been an Alton Brown fan for about 20 years now. Ever since, his time on Food Network with Good Eats and all that stuff. But now he has a YouTube show and he's been releasing weekly videos and they're great. They're really, really great. But Babish is great. He's just started doing, I think, is it Factor? Where Factor is kind of like the prepared meals that are kind of like they're almost like they're glorified TV dinner type situation, but it's like, it's elevated because each one is supposedly a chef made it and all that stuff. And he has some meals that are in Factor. Hashtag not sponsored, by the way. But that's been something that was really interesting to me because it's like, and I don't know about you, okay? But I'm about 180 pounds. I don't know what that is in stone, okay? But I'm about 180 pounds. I really should be about 155. 160. With my frame and the amount of muscle on my body, I should probably lose 20 to 25 pounds. Okay? My biggest issue, seriously, biggest issue, portion control. When it's time to eat, man, I eat. And I probably don't need that much food. So, portion control is a big thing. If I had a meal that I'd pop into the microwave or whatever, however you prepare it and bake it, whatever it is, but it's portioned out, I would probably be fine. But it's the fact that I'm making it all, so I'll just eat a bunch, Anyway, I try to keep my meals around 750, 800 calories. Doesn't always happen. So, anyway. Sorry, I went on a freaking cooking thing. But anyway, yeah, HelloFresh is cool for learning. Definitely, it teaches you technique. And once you learn the techniques, then you can take those ideas and actually make the same meal again. That's why you keep the recipe cards and you can make it again yourself. And then there's another one that I watch. Ethan something. Anyway, he's really good too. And there's Movie High Club. Movie High Club, it's been a while since I've seen you. And everything just updated and I lost you. So this was probably 7 hours ago. You asked top 5 best superhero movies you've seen. Great question. Probably my favorite though is The Dark Knight. And then number 2 would probably be Guardians of the Galaxy 1. Seriously, I've watched that movie more than any Marvel movie, any DC movie. I love that movie so much. Probably after that would probably be something like man, Captain America Winter Soldier. I love that movie. I think it's great. Then maybe the original. God, this is tough. Maybe the original Superman. 78, Richard Donner, Christopher Reeve. And then after that, it might be something like Batman 89, you know? But it's like, to me, The Dark Knight is one of the best movies, like period. But then Guardians is like probably, honestly, Guardians is probably my number 1 most watched. But I did watch The Dark Knight a whole lot. But yeah, that's pretty good, I would say. Pretty good list. $70 for 3 meals for 2 people a week for me. 3 meals, so that's 6. Oh no, well, 3 meals. 3. I mean, that's not bad, and especially that's the hardest part is learning what those staple ingredients are going to be. You know what I mean? In your kitchen. You know, you might use a ton of garlic powder. You might use a lot of I don't know, Montreal steak seasoning, or you know what I mean? There's all those things that you kind of have to have. And when you buy it the first time, it kind of sucks sometimes because it's like, wow, this bottle of whatever is like $5-6. But that's going to last you for like a year. You know what I mean? So you don't really count that in with the cost of the meal. Usually it's just the protein, your veggie, and whatever starch or whatever, if you have that. Or if in the case of like, oh, I'm making enchiladas. Well, I already have cumin. I already have chili powder. I already have cans of enchilada sauce in my pantry. So all I really need are the tortillas, the corn tortillas, right? And then whatever filling I'm going to make. And then I can probably, that's probably all I need. And maybe a bag of cheese or a block of cheese, right? So you can, and that's another thing that you'll learn is, like bagged cheese has all that extra starch stuff on it to keep it from sticking together. Man, shredding your own cheese is like, man, that is another level. Dude, a pepper grinder instead of a shaker. That's a huge thing. So, I mean, all those things you kind of pick up over time. I'm enjoying the World Cup. I hope Bosnia annihilates the USA tomorrow. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know anything about it. I just eat out every day and spend less than HelloFresh weekly. Well, HelloFresh is cheaper than the store now. Bro, I may just sign up. Food at restaurants is getting so bad. I mean, it's definitely crazy at restaurants. I mean, gosh, my meal the other day from Whataburger was almost $15. So when you think about it that way, you're getting rid of YouTube. Oh, okay. No, I'm not talking about getting rid of, I'm getting rid of, because YouTube isn't a constant distraction to me. What's a constant distraction to me is social media stuff. That is a distraction because what happens is I told you, I look at this one thing and then I end up looking at 12 other things. And I can't do that anymore. I need to stop that. So, only 4 meals a week. Bucho, good to see you, sir. Welcome. I'm the same way with snacks. Yeah, if I have them next to me, it's over. I need to be careful about that. That's hella cheap for the month. Yeah. Well, 30 pounds. What is that? $50 here? Something like that? I don't know. Depends on how long ago it was. Bucho, Leon. Portion control is a great idea. I mean, that's why almost every day, and this is one of the things where I keep it at like 750. I'll make a sandwich, a turkey sandwich on these smaller rolls, and I load it up with turkey, bacon, cheese, all the stuff, the spinach, everything that goes on my sandwich, right? And there's my sandwich, and it's usually around 600 calories, something like that. With my chips, because I have to have chips. Chips are like anything potato based is really important to my body. So I have to have something. But what I weigh my chips. That way I'm not just sitting there eating out of the bag, you know? And I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of people that are like, yeah, you just pour a few things of chips on your plate and just eat that. Doesn't usually work. But if I weigh it and I know what I'm getting and it is consistent every single day, it really helps my brain. But that's just me. Damn it, Rob, using damn AI to set a reminder. I mean, well, Siri, if that counts. Oh, no, I wasn't talking to you, Siri. Sorry.
Okay.
That was weird. Did you hear? She went, okay. I eat more than 4 meals a week. Well, I mean, yeah. And honestly, what I should probably be doing is I should probably be having breakfast. I should probably be having breakfast. I skip breakfast typically. But I'll just send my dick pics via normal text message and you can enjoy pixelated penis. I get, hey, something to look forward to, Leon. Thank you. I'll just take all of Leon's messages, then Rob. Oh, shit. It is coming home, Bucho. It's coming home to either Spain, France, or Argentina. And then Bucho said Argentina isn't getting past Cabo Verde. Well, if I knew what you're talking about. I think we'll struggle tomorrow against Dr. Congo Medicine Woman. Exactly. Yes. Ninjinzu! Who else watching the footy games? Just the men? We need the Robert Stack update. I'm not sure what that means. I hope everyone is, hey, Justin. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm out in Chicago, so I won't be able to hang out on the Discord tonight. And I'm not able to watch the stream until later. Just thought I would pop in and say, hey, I wish everyone a great week. Also, Rob, watch The Wire, okay? Bye-bye. Also, I know you probably won't read this comment for at least an hour and a half after I send it, so I won't be able to see your response until I watch the stream later. Bye! Thank you. Yeah. I haven't started watching The Wire yet. Wasn't going to get anything, but got ahead on some stuff, so got a couple things. Uh-oh. We need the Robert Stack update as an alert. I'm not sure what that means. Sports are silly. Tribalism. My parents had sex here, so I'm very passionate about the people wearing these colors. It's a thing. And you know what? That, again, it's being a fan of anything. And again, Rufus, I totally get what you're saying. That's why I still kind of want to buy the shirt that says "Go Local Sports Team" and or college, and it's done like a, but it's one of those things that it's if you're a fan of something, and you're a fan of it, and sports are one of those things that you can be a fan of, and I mean, I'm a fan of movies and whatever. Books and things, and then some people are like, oh, I'm a fan of Twilight and the Hunger Games or whatever, right? I mean, everybody's into their thing. And if it's a sports thing, That's what sports people were. It's so funny because they're like, yeah, you're into Magic the Gathering. That's so meh. And it's like, you're a nerd about your stuff, just like I'm a nerd for my stuff. So we can all coexist. So anyway, Ito Ramos, welcome, sir. I measure stuff using Big Macs and Coca-Cola. That car is 140 Big Macs tall. Okay, that's pretty good. I don't measure things in burgers. That is a 12.8 burger, whatever, This Saturday, we told the Brits to F off. Happy anniversary, Leon. Love ya. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that. That is the, yeah. It's nationalism, isn't it, Rufus? Patriotism and all that. The USA sucks ass at football, though. I mean, we're not much better, though. Yeah, I mean, it's all a thing. I tried the beers and the IPAs and tossed them in the trash right after the first sip. And that's the thing, man. I get it. I totally get it because I'm sure it's just like coffee. It's just like wine. It's just like there are intricacies and there are ways to do things, ways to sift this and, oh, I'm going to put it in a snifter and, whatever, right? Whatever. Whether it's coffee, whatever. It's a thing. And there are intricacies and you can get into it. I'm not into, honestly, I'm not really into coffee except for I like, what is it? The Cortado from Starbucks. Man, do I like the Cortado. And that came from Wood. Wood got me onto that. And I'm kind of lucky that I don't have to, well, number one, they're kind of expensive to have every single day, but it's also pretty high in caffeine. Yeah, I just drink my coffee through a freaking, what do you call it? The plunger, the thing, the magic coffee, and you put, and then you drink it and it's good. What the hell's it called? Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. And Cosma's bringing up a good point, Leon. We do have barbecue here. So there you go. There you go. How would you rate the 2026 summer box office so far? Lou, I mean, look, the US is up like a pretty large percentage. I don't typically pay attention to the box office as far as like wholly, I like to I like to know about certain movies and how they're doing in comparison to their, counterparts or whatever. Of course, to me, it's a bummer. Even though I didn't like Masters of the Universe, it's a bummer that one is probably going to be the biggest flop of the year, maybe. Even though I didn't like it, just because, the better all movies do, the more hopefully good movies we get, and we go on. Supergirl. I was super, super freaking looking forward to Supergirl. I was hyping it up. I was excited for it. And it turned out to be, I'm not going to say a big disappointment, but it was pretty disappointing to me. There are things that I liked about it. And I think that Millie Alcock is freaking awesome as Supergirl. She deserved a better movie. I don't know where it went wrong. To me, and again, everybody's blaming the first-time screenwriter. And I'm not saying that she isn't to blame. The fact is, we don't know, though. Because they could have gotten shot exactly off of that script, and it just didn't work. There's so many things that work on the page that don't work when you actually make the movie. And then you end up seeing, oh my gosh, they took this part and they moved it to the middle of the movie, and it completely changes the feel of the story. I kind of get the feeling that that's what happened. Is that things got flipped around, changed around. And when James, and I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you what went wrong with Supergirl without being on set and seeing what happened. I honestly think that when James Gunn said, hey, we got a really good script for Supergirl, I can probably bet you that the script was probably pretty good. Then they made the movie, and then when they got into editing, it's like, this really would work better if it was here. Or, whatever. And they moved things around. There were 3 different composers for the movie. So anyway, I'm not going to freaking litigate Supergirl and what went wrong. Like I said, there are things that I really liked about it, but overall, I was pretty disappointed with it. I hate the fact that that people are kind of claiming some sort of victory because it's failing, because I don't know, they could never get a girl like that, so they're upset that, she wasn't pining over some man. I don't know what they're complaining about. There's nothing that she said was that bad. And so they decided to target her. Of course, they didn't target her when she was on House of the Dragon and amazing on that. But I think she was amazing as Supergirl. I think she's great casting. And I'm really looking forward to Man of Tomorrow, which is the Superman sequel that she will probably be, sort of highlighted in. But it just bums me out that the movie's failing. And it bums me out. Okay, bums me out, number 1, that the movie didn't meet my expectations. Number 2, it bums me out that it's not doing well. Any movie that is projected to be this and it doesn't meet those expectations, that sucks for everybody. Now, of course, you could say, well, yeah, but you got movies like Obsession, you got movies like The Backrooms that are, way overperforming. Toy Story 5 is blowing the doors off of the box office right now. I mean, there are wins to be had, and I'm happy that overall attendance seems to be up, for the movie industry. That's what I'm concerned with. But at the same time, I'm bummed that a couple of, pretty big movies are losing out pretty bad, But Warner will be fine. Amazon will be fine. So, of course, it's Amazon. But I mean, seriously, my top 2 movies of the year are both from Amazon. So, Project Hail Mary and The Sheep Detectives, which I think I'm going to do a review this week because it just came out on Amazon Prime. If you haven't seen The Sheep Detectives and you have Amazon Prime, you need to watch that because that movie's awesome. It's really, really good. It's hilarious how the Americans are bigging themselves up that they can win the World Cup, though. The group you guys had was pretty easy. Bosnia will be a test. Yeah, USA barbecue is fantastic. Yeah, it is. I mean, it pretty much is. USA is definitely going to wee on. USA sucks in football, but not football. Yes. Yes. Possibly. I have $50 bet against USA at work. Capo Verde have a better chance. See all this all this stuff. I'm like, I don't even know. Is it the AI version of Rufus in here? I'm not sure. Only reason I want the USA to stay in the World Cup is to see what their next shit chant is. We believe that we will win. What the actual F? Kilocalories? See, that was like an hour and a half ago. It's already 8:20. America isn't even American anymore. It's just AIECA. Gotcha. Just made a HelloFresh meal. Let's get Rob a sponsor. Well, see, I don't even think that HelloFresh would be a perfect sponsor because I quit them. Oh my God, I'm so freaking behind. Now, a sponsor would be cool if it was a product that I actually believe in, HelloFresh, I don't know. Made the one pot cowboy chili today. So good. Nice. America was stolen when we killed JFK. Yeah. I hope I don't get claimed for that. You said the word. Mayo is great for an adhesive for breading. I know, isn't that crazy? Creme fraiche. I just tried using yellow mustard for base and pork chops in season. So good. Dude, and I'm telling you, mix your condiments. Especially when you're making a quick sauce or dipping sauce or something like that. Man, I'm telling you, mix your condiments. It's great. My honey sriracha, dude, for me, I have to do it where it's because I feel like the sriracha kind of overpowers because it's so strong. But I do 1 part sriracha to 3 parts honey. And that's or 2 parts honey. Sorry. 1 part sriracha, 2 parts honey. And that is I put mayo on one side of the bread and my honey racha on the other side. And it makes a beautiful turkey sandwich. So anyway. And y'all talking about JFK. Factor would be rad. A Hungry Man sweet and sour chicken is like $7 at Sevlev. Well, all I know is that, like I said, Babish has, I think he's got some meals that are coming in Factor, and it's only on the East Coast. But then he said it's gonna come. I'm actually curious to try it because there are definitely times when I'm like, you know what, it would be nice to have a well balanced meal without having to cook, you know. But I'm human. I'm not AI, so I'm not fake. And then look, Chris's top 5 superhero movies: Endgame, Dark Knight, Guardians of the Galaxy, Captain America 2, Winter Soldier, and Batman Forever. Wow, Batman Forever. That's a choice. Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey, huh? I mean, I like that movie though. In fact, I think Val Kilmer is actually pretty underrated as Batman. I mean, to me it's just and Nicole Kidman as what was her name? Chase Meridian? Is that her name? That doesn't sound right. Anyway, it's probably the best looking, in my opinion, the best looking Nicole Kidman's ever been. But I just caught that you were trying to SLC Punk. Still not funny, but I like where you're going. I'm not sure what you're saying. A very close 6 is X-Men. What is that actually called? Days of Future Past. Yeah, I like that one. I've only seen that one once though. And that was one where it was like, I want to buy that, but I want to wait until I can get the director's cut or whatever. And I was waiting for the director's cut to go on sale and it never really did. And I just kind of forgot about it. But that's one I would like to see again. Plus 1,000 points to Chris for including Bat Val in his top 5. American-ish is AI. Gotcha. The design is very Kuman. Not sure what you're saying. I love that movie when it came out. Oh, I mean, dude, I saw Batman Forever. Actually, I saw all the Batman. Wait a minute. The first Batman 89, I didn't see in the theater until like later in its run, like 2 or 3 weeks in. Returns, I watched opening night. Forever, I watched opening night. Batman and Robin, I watched opening night, unfortunately. But yeah, Batman Forever is a fun one. What's everyone doing for Treason Day? I honestly don't know yet. I have been invited to a family get together. I really want to go. I don't know if I'm going to be able to go though, because of my back and because of the incredible temperatures. Back in the day, $5 footlong, half for lunch and save the second half for dinner. I mean, right? Dude, I remember when, Burger King used to have the 2 for $2 Whoppers, which was amazing. And the Western Whopper was included. I'd get 2 of those bad boys for $2. Dude. There are no bad Val Kilmer performances. Even if the movie has flaws, he makes it fun every time. I mean, Bucho, you're not wrong, but he's one of those where you hear about all the antics that he used to pull, and it's kind of like, I don't know. Like when Michael Biehn says, I never really met Val Kilmer. The only person I met was Doc Holliday. And that's kind of like, that's one of those kind of, I don't know, method acting is such a weird thing to me. You know, call me by my character name. Why? It's literally pretend. I don't know. But hey, I gotta pee. So because I have drank a lot, I'll be right back. Okay? Just hold your horses. Bossa Nova coming through. The Bossa Nova still works. At least I got the Bossa Nova working. So there you go. I'll be right back. Blah, blah, blah. Back. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you guys noticed that this is different. Yeah, I sold my History of Middle Earth. So it's no longer here. And that's going into the savings account for the next computer, whenever that is. So there you go. So new kind of, I mean, it's not new, really new. I mean, those are pretty much the same books. I mean, there's some books over there, but you know, yeah, it's a little different. So there you go. Let's see. Bujo's been here for like an hour and Rob barely saw him. He's so far behind. I know. I'm very far behind. And in fact, okay, by the time we're going fast, okay? Because we got to do liquid poll, then I got to show off my things. We're going to talk physical media, and then yeah. So let's go. Everyone's tips nowadays annoying. Wait a minute. Whataburger, they had the absolute cheek to ask for a tip. It's already expensive enough. I'm not giving you 25% extra. Whataburger? I don't ever tip at Whataburger. Whataburger doesn't tip. Or there's no tips at Whataburger. Unless you went to one that I didn't go to. Mine doesn't do tips. It's still expensive though. Props for sticking to your good eating protocols while injured. Ironically, I eat way worse when I'm injured and can't exercise, the opposite of how it should be. Well, I think it's just because you get into a... Now, look, I'm not saying I'm not perfect, okay? Like I bought, again, going way against my typical thinking. Again, portion control. Because I know how I am, right? I wanted popcorn. I usually get the bag, like the popped bag of popcorn, and then I can measure it out, right? Portion control. No. I got the freaking box of microwave popcorn, and I've been eating bags of popcorn by myself because April doesn't like the popcorn I like. So no telling how bad that is, but I honestly, what usually happens is, and this is something that just seems to happen, I end up eating less of other meals when it's popcorn time, or what, you know what I mean? It's like when I overdo it, I usually underdo it the next meal, and it kind of equals out. I don't know. If you can't afford a tip, cut your own hair, eat at home, and do your own tattoos. I'm not pissed when I don't get tipped, but I do wonder if I did something wrong. Getting a job knowing a tip is involved is their own fault. If you can't afford to work without tips, get another job. I mean, look, I'm one of those people that if you're bringing me food and you do a good job, or in a situation like Rufus, if you were going to do my tattoo and a tip was always part of the deal, you know what I mean? Like it's like a regular thing. I would tip. I have no problems with tips, honestly. But it's when, like, for example, there's Muya. Okay, Muya is a burger place, in case you didn't know. I don't know if it's a nationwide thing, but one of the things that kind of annoys me is they ask for tips, and they literally just bring my food and set it there. They don't clean up after me. You know, I order, I go sit down. They come, they bring the food out, and then they go away. They don't refill my drink. They don't, you know what I mean? It's not service. So it feels weird that they ask for tips. I still do tip, but I don't tip 20 or 25%. I'm down at like 10% typically. Because it's like you're literally just bringing me the food. You know? But at a regular like restaurant or whatever, I have no problem with that. That's just my opinion. I'm not tipping anyone but waitresses at restaurants. What about breakfast? You've already had it. Had one, yes. But what about second breakfast? We had one, yes. But what about second breakfast? Of course, his is not... Pippin's Scottish is way I mean, it's still there, but it's very understated. It's not like, what about second breakfast? You know what I mean? It's not like super Scottish, you know? But I love that line. It's funny. Waitress at restaurant is fine, but here only if we get good service, and 10% is acceptable. You don't tip your barber or your tattoo artist? I tip my barber. I tip between 5 and 7 every time. I don't know. I don't go to the barber or get tattoos. Haven't in years. I do 20% as a baseline. After that, it's a choose your own adventure for the server. Yeah, exactly. I've given a little extra to my barber on occasion, but not my tattooist. He charges enough as it is. See, I don't know anything about tattoos and how that works. I guess I might have to figure that out at some point. If the job is actually well done, sure, I'll give him an extra, but if it's borderline normal, mid, regular, press the skip button. Cortados are so good. French press. No, it's the what's the one with the, I should have looked it up while I was in there. I have my own coffee with sugar, honey, and milk. Sugar and honey? Wow. So mine is I put a little bit of almond milk and 1 packet of stevia in my coffee when I make it myself. Leon, I made Leon one. It's kind of like a French press, but it's, you measure out the coffee, you put it in there. Then there's a plunger. And you let it steep for a minute and then you plunge it. Anyway, it's good. It's fine. It's not the best coffee in the world, but it's pretty good. I like my pumpkin spice cappuccino more than a latte. Wait. Son of a bitch. Rob will not know why we are laughing now. I don't. No, I don't. Masters of the Universe was decent enough for what it was. Yeah, but it's not doing well at all. And like I said, I felt like the jokes were, again, the way I explained it in my review was, it's kind of like that guy that you knew in school. You know, you'd have your friends and you're all sitting there laughing, and then he'd come up and he would say something really not funny, and he'd all be like, and we'd all be like, that's not funny, you know, or that's cheesy, or, you know what I mean? And it was that guy that was constantly trying to be a part of the joke or be a part of the group, and he just wasn't funny enough, and it just didn't work. That's kind of how I felt watching Master of the Universe. I felt awkward and like, ooh, that line was bad. You know what I mean? But that's just me. I really like Masters of the Universe, but I'm not in the age demo. Well, see, that's the whole point. They were trying to bring it to a younger audience, an audience that wasn't aware of Masters of the Universe, but they didn't really do enough to. It's like they targeted the people that used to watch Masters of the Universe as a kid, and everybody else is sitting there kind of going. So anyway, I don't go to Starbucks because it's overpriced and average, and every time I went, they gave me hell when I said large, not venti, when they knew what I meant. Yeah. You don't go to Starbucks because they stopped letting your hobo ass in the bathroom. I never went into the building. That's okay. So it will be Man of Tomorrow or Woman of Tomorrow. Well, I mean, Woman of Tomorrow is the comic that the Supergirl movie was based on, but there were a lot of things that they just... That's a sheep joke. I'm not watching it. Leon, I'm telling you, that movie's great. Look, I know, because I was exactly the same way. I said, this movie looks like effing terrible, but it is really good. Like, it's really, really good. It's funny, it's cute, it's sweet, it's sentimental in all the right ways, but it's funny enough. Dude, I'm telling you, it's great. It's a really great movie. I mean, if you skip it, I don't know what to tell you. It's literally the second best movie of the year. And I've seen a lot of movies this year. It's great. So, whatever. Still waiting on that Red Beard review video. Yeah, again, Yeah, Sheep Detectives is definitely better than Supergirl, for sure. Better than Masters of the Universe. Again, to me, it's Project Hail Mary, Sheep Detectives this year so far, which is crazy. And I loved, I didn't see Obsession. I loved Backrooms. I thought Backrooms was fantastic. I don't know. Seeing Europeans laugh at the sight of a big gulp is one of the best things about the World Cup. Yeah. You know how some movies will throw in a cool poster? Do you just display them or leave them in the box? I don't display them. I have posters going all the way back to like I know I have one for The Hobbit, one of the Hobbit movies. I got one for Project Hail Mary. Um, and I got, well, I got this for Project Hail Mary as well. An Amaze pen. I also got, if I can open it, I got a Supergirl pen. That's upside down. But yeah, I got a Supergirl pen. And it says DC Studios, Supergirl. I gotta say, there was a lot of Supergirl that I really liked, but it just did not come together for me. And it's just disappointing because, like I said, I loved the graphic novel so much. But it was so good. So, but no, I don't typically display any posters. What I wanted to do was and this was, again, my collecting has kind of gone off of a cliff a little bit. I mean, honestly, it part of it was I have been into a half price book. I used to go to half price books like once every couple of weeks and just see what they had and flip through their laser discs and their movies and their books and all kinds of stuff. But half price books is something that Billy and I used to do a lot. And ever since he died, it's kind of one of those things where it's just the fun isn't there as much. So I just haven't been. Now that doesn't mean that I'm never going to do it again. But what my plan was that I would hang, just like, you know how they have those the things where you hang a vinyl on the wall, and it's got like a it's a plexiglass black frame or glass. I don't know if it's real glass or not, but it hangs on the wall. But there's a way that you can pull albums out and display them. What I was going to do is do the same thing, but with laser discs. So I was going to put my Blade Runner, which you can't see, my Blade Runner laser disc on the wall, and then get one for Alien, get one for Close Encounters, get one, and of course it'd be all classic movies. But that was my thought process. I never did that, but yeah. So yeah, I don't display any posters. I actually like the idea of another hashtag not sponsored, but Displate. Have you seen those? Because those are actually pretty cool. They're like metal posters. That's my whole thing about posters is that they're kind of a, I don't know. It's I don't like the putting thumbtacks and all. I hate that, especially when they're originals. And I have some originals that were kind of expensive now. But anyway, what I like about Displates is that they're repros, but they're not going to get damaged, and they're not worth anything really. You know what I mean? That's my thing now. Is that like the only thing that I really have of worth hanging up is my Star Wars painting by Dave Dorman, which I've shown off before. I'll take a quick picture of it and then you can kind of see. I got to meet Dave Dorman, and he did a pencil drawing of Vader in the margins there. And that is a Dave Dorman artist proof of that picture. So it's very limited. That's the only thing that I have hanging up, and that's museum quality glass, whatever. But yeah, that's the only thing that I have hanging up. That's not a painting that April did. Project Hail Mary was my movie of the year. Not too much else I thought was great. Masters of the Universe was fine. Ready or Not 2 was good enough. Lots of crap films this year, though. Not seen Obsession, Backrooms, Disclosure Day, Toy Story 5 yet. I can almost guarantee you, Leon, that you're not going to like Disclosure Day. Because a lot of people didn't like Disclosure Day. I thought Disclosure Day was pretty damn good. But I don't think it's in my top 3. I mentioned my top 3. It's Project Hail Mary, Sheep Detectives, Backrooms. And Backrooms was awesome, so. I'm not watching Sheep Detectives or Supergirl Ricky, so there. I mean, seriously, just like you were telling me, what was the movie, the Chip and Dale movie that you were talking about? You're like, it's surprisingly good. That's what Sheep Detectives was like, a complete surprise. Like, oh my God, I can't believe how good this movie is. It's really well done. Chris said, I was disappointed in Disclosure Day. You can wait to watch that at home. You don't watch fast movies either. Well, he worked on one. Same with Backrooms, Obsession, unless you like horror. If you do, those are a must-see for the summer. Yeah. I've heard Obsession is great. It's just, like I said, I heard something about Obsession that made me go, okay, that movie's probably not going to be for me. So. I remember hearing a mid-review for Project Hail Mary, and it was fantastic. Can't remember who the reviewer who said that. Well, I mean, again, there's a lot of people that sometimes they just don't like things for the clicks or whatever. I don't think I'm ever going to enjoy Backrooms, but Obsession looks like it might be okay. Hopefully it's similar to that Borderline movie with Samara Weaving and Jack Nicholson's son. Great movie. I didn't see that one. I don't know what that one is. See, I'm almost caught up. You were at Whataburger with me when they asked for a tip. It was on a screen tip, but left on the screen, so you physically have to press 0. That's not... It really? Because every time I go... Well, I go through the drive-thru most of the time. So no, there's no tip. That's weird. I didn't realize that. Shozama asked if I sold my History of Middle-earth to someone you know or a stranger from Facebook, Craigslist, etc. I gave it to my sister. And she's got I don't know where she sold it. She just said, hey, I got an offer. It's this much. Do you want it? And I'm like, yeah. So I'll say this. I was willing to just let it go for what I paid for it because I read them. So I kind of feel like I got my money's worth out of it. But she sold it for above that. I don't know with all the fees and what she's going to take. I don't know how much I'm actually going to get on it. But I just said, look, whatever you get, we can just split, you know, like if you got $400 for it, we'll just split 200. You get 200, I get 200. She didn't accept that. She said, no, you're at least going to get your money back. And then whatever's over that, we'll split that. I'm like, okay, whatever. So she sold it. So I don't know. I feel like, man, she did all the work. All I did was box them up and give them to her. But Twisted Root was like that. Yes, they just hand you the food. Same deal. Tip, tip, tip. No. Yeah. I do like Twisted Root, though. It's good. My guy's in last year's comments. Look, dude, I'm like right there. You didn't make me one. You and Wood were banging on about them, and I ended up having some of the random extra drink that we got given, but it was liquid sugar. Amaze. Well, no. No, I made you one here at my house. AeroPress. That's what it's called. An AeroPress. I have an AeroPress. I made you one. And you were like, yeah, it's not bad. I'm like, yeah. I mean, for me making it here in 2 minutes, it's pretty nice. Just put a screw right through it, right through it onto the wall. I don't have display, but what is cool, it is cool from what I see, is how easy you can swap them in and out to change them up. That's the whole point, is because I don't want the same thing on my wall all the time. Like that, of course, makes sense because that freaking painting is awesome. That painting is amazing. And Dave Dorman did, he did the covers for Dark Empire 1 and 2, and for some Alien versus Predator stuff. I mean, I've talked about Dave Dorman a lot. I don't even know. Honestly, I don't even know if he's still alive, because he was getting up there. But I got to sit there and talk with him and chat with him. And he said, man, I really want one of these, and he says, do me a favor. When you get home, email me, and I'll send you a PayPal link. You do that, and then I'll send you a one for my stash, is what he said. I thought, oh, okay, it's just one of those. No, this was a print that, or a painting that he did for one of the Star Wars celebrations, because there's a Star Wars celebration logo on it. And this is one of his artist proofs. And it looks insanely good. So, and I love it. It's such a cool painting. But yeah, Dave Dorman, if you want to look him up, like I said, he did a lot of graphic novel art, mostly covers. So anyway, what are the chances of me to get a signed headshot of Mr. Rob the Idiot? I mean, it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy. I mean, I don't do headshots really. The only thing I've done is I've sent out some shirts, and I do have some stickers and things. That's really it. In fact, I'm almost out of the stickers because I sent some stickers to Vinny because I figured out it was Vinny by what he said in his the gift exchange, the Game Dave gift exchange. By the way, Game Dave is probably playing Star Fox this week, like in 2 days over on his channel. I'm excited to see him play Star Fox. So, but anyway, my face is not what's important, even though, I mean, but I am selling them. I am selling the shirts for now. They're the low price because of the AI stuff, because of the memory cards. My t-shirts are only $49.95 plus shipping. So,
somebody's got to buy them.
I'm kidding. If you for some reason still wanted a shirt, I could send you a shirt. We can work that out. It's pretty much cost, Supergirl had to stay out of the sun and microdose kryptonite to get her ears pierced. Okay, Rufus, if you're worried about how Supergirl got her ears pierced, I don't even know what to tell you. That's one of those things that to me, they're chuds. The people that just want to complain about something. It's like, seriously, that's where your mind goes? I don't get that. Who cares? It's like looking at an actor like, okay, Superman. Does David Cornsweet have any scars on his face at all? Does he have any scars, period? Because guess what? Superman wouldn't have any scars. It's like, come on, man. This is just quit. It's the minutia is the kind of thing that if every single element has to be pitch perfect to your standards, and I'm not bitching at you, Rufus, but I'm just saying that's the kind of thing that makes me crazy. Because guess what? Then that means that your ceiling for good is unattainable by anyone. And that's not what life is. That's not what the truth is. So that's just one of those things that I just like. One of the things that and again, I won't say who said this, but it's one of the things that I was like, I mean, I guess that's a valid question, but does it really matter? For example, Supergirl. At the beginning of Supergirl, this is not a spoiler. It's in the trailer. At the beginning of Supergirl, she has her own ship. Where'd she get the ship? She flies. Why does she need a ship? There's all kinds of things like that. And I'm like, okay, you guys are not seeing the forest for the trees. Look, if you want to dislike the movie on the terms that actually make sense. Like, the story didn't come together. But these details, these little bitty details, are like I hate people that nitpick like that. It's the same people that are like, I can't believe there were bombers in The Last Jedi, even though there were bombers in The Empire Strikes Back and nobody complained then, but whatever. It's that kind of nitpicky crap that just makes me insane. That's not the reason you didn't like the movie. What if the rest of the movie, I mean, seriously, you saw, oh my God, how'd she get earrings? And then the rest of the movie kicked absolute ass. And you were just like, this movie's awesome, but I'm not going to like the movie because she's got earrings. That's not going to make or break the movie. It's such a piddly little thing to worry about. But anyway, I'm more angry at the fact that you probably heard that somewhere and you were just mentioning it. It's one of those things that really annoys me is that mentality of, oh yeah, my immersion's broken. Oh, screw you, you know? But anyway. KP Senti said, I'd love a signed Rob or a photo card of Rob. That's such a strange thing. Okay, I'm going to end the poll, by the way. And when we get to the poll, we're going to do the thing. Because there's no way anything else is going to win. So, end the poll. Let's get caught up. eBay fees are ass. I sold my ROG Ally Z1 for $432 after tax, and I only took $326 out of it. Jeez. See, I have no idea how much I'm actually going to get from it, but as long as I get a couple $100, I'm happy. So, Rob, your sis is a wizard, and they make deals precisely when they mean to. Exactly. I finally watched Shelby Oaks. Unfortunately, I watched it straight after I watched Gonjiam Haunted Asylum 2018 movie, which was a far better movie. Oh, yeah, you did make me one. Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it was not bad. I mean, it's not bad. They're not bad. But I don't pretend to be anything else other than, it's not bad. It gets the job done, But the Cortados, dude, freaking the Cortados are amazing. Oh my God, I want to buy those stickers and shirts. KP Senti, you're in the Discord, right? By the way, like I said, in fact, I'm just going to put this here in the chat. There is no link to the Discord anymore because we keep getting hit by spammers. So if you are interested in joining the Discord, you have to email me now. Okay? order42show@gmail.com. And ask for a freaking invite, and I'll give you an invite. But this crap of spammers and stuff, no, get out of here. So there you go. We have to tackle Vinny for your merch. Well, I mean, I gave him a regular shirt. I gave him a couple of stickers and a Robbie's magnet. So there you go. The big clue is the letter said, this isn't Minecraft. No, but it did have some Minecraft-y stuff on there. Waiting on that Robbie shirt. I know, it's still sitting. There's some still sitting over there. Weren't you making one of those fleshlights with your face on it? This Christmas's new hot toy? No. Oh my God, that'd be terrible. How does Superman cut his hair? I mean, exactly. That's the, and it's like the Hulk with his shorts. Why does the shorts stay on? Because you don't want when you're watching a movie on a big screen, you don't want to see a 12-foot Hulk schlong on screen. It's a PG movie. What do you expect? Come on. Get over yourself. It's not that big of a deal. I saw someone say that their grandma wasn't watching it because of the ears. I just found it funny. James Gunn already explained she isn't super on her home planet where they were pierced. Oh, also the fact that, well, is this a spoiler? I guess it's not. If you've seen Superman, okay? Superman, well, whatever. She goes to planets without a yellow sun so she can get drunk. Because she can't get drunk when there's a yellow sun. She's too powerful. Her body, her metabolism is perfect during a yellow sun. So when she goes to a different sun, she loses her powers. It could be that. It could be as simple as that. Everyone knows she used her laser eyes and a mirror to make the holes in her ear. Duh. Strippers, whiskey, and a pair of scissors. Oh, wait, that's my hair care routine. Oh, Chris. I was just about to say that, Rufus. You need to slap the shit out of that grandma because on Krypton, they're just regular. It's our yellow sun that makes them super. How is Dom going to use one car to take 5 on at once with one engine? That's true. That's true, too. Family. Okay. I always win the poll. Makes me think I'm basic and I like the flavors all the popular girls like. Well, in this case, you guys chose succulents, which again, Grim Green, this is his favorite liquid from JMW. This is the one that he vapes the most. So, we're going to try it. And I'm excited. We have a beautifully wicked, ready to go. So I am excited. So Bakersberry and Stronut. Well, I guess I'm just going to have to vape those on my own. And those are the last. I'm actually going to have to. That's the problem too, is I'm going to have to buy some more liquid because I'm almost out. But anyway. You can set up Discord to apply to prevent scammer. Ah. I mean, oh. That smells fantastic. Whew, man, this could be really good. Okay, off the nut, guys. Off the nut. Could be really good. All right, so we'll put this on here. Oh. Okay. At the end of that, where it just kind of like it sat there for a second on my tongue. I don't know if that's sensual or not. But anyway, there was a cream cheese kind of element. Again, cheesecake. A cream cheese kind of element that holy crap, that tasted really good. So this could be amazing. So again, this is a strawberry cheesecake ice cream. My first, I guess the first flavor that I ever tried vaping that I shouldn't say it's not the first one I ever tried, but it's the first like all day, every day. Oh my God, I can really get into this. It was a strawberry ice cream kind of flavor. Strawberry custard. So if this hits, man, so this is all, oh, I guess I should, get it going. Oh yeah. The part of the problem is the classic cheesecake crust flavor is at least when I first started making my own liquids, it was alcohol based, and you could taste the I mean, it didn't taste like rubbing alcohol. It tasted like a fermented drink almost, but it was cheesecake crust, and it threw off every cheesecake I ever tried to make. So cheesecake is one of those things that I kind of fear in a vape, but it doesn't stop me from trying it, because especially when so many people seem to really, really love this flavor, I'm super excited to try this. So again, this is the strawberry cheesecake ice cream that you guys picked. And let's give it a shot, shall we? Oh, Leon, you're leaving. Hey, Leon, have a good one. See you later. Take it easy. And watch Cheap Detectives. You really should watch Cheap Detectives. Seriously good. Seriously good. I would say, hey, when have I ever steered you wrong? But there's plenty of movies that we don't agree on, so that's probably not helpful. But you should totally watch it. Okay. Okay. Okay, wait. One more. I'm going to try something. I'm going to take this down to 60 watts and I'm going to close down the air. Okay. I hate it when it does that. There we go. I'm going to close down the air a little bit. So I took it down to 60 watts. Okay, you see how the airflow is okay, so the big hole, that's usually I usually vape everything wide open with this build. But I'm going to close it down a little bit and turn it down. And what that does is it kind of maybe intensify. Okay, the weird thing about this is that it's not anywhere as potent of a flavor. Oh, by the way, it looks dark because of the here, hold on. The juice looks dark. It's not that dark, honestly. It's just a black bottle and a black tank, so it makes it look like it's black. It's not that bad. And all of them are black. It's really hard to tell with these, and that's one of the things that I don't like about these bottles. Like I always use clear bottles so you can tell if something's steeped or not. But anyway, this is mild. I don't get any cheesecake. The strawberry's there, but it's kind of like, hey, it's kind of a strawberry cream flavor. I don't get cheesecake. I got all. This one is just okay, but again, a lot of times what'll happen is over the week or 2 weeks, it'll mellow out. And also sometimes some funny things can happen with cotton and a freshly cleaned coil and all that kind of stuff. So it's like you kind of have to give it a little bit to break in. This isn't blowing my socks off, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that maybe it needs a little time, and that's fine. It's definitely good, but this could be, I can see this being an all-day vape because it's not so strong. So we'll see. We'll see on that one. So good choice, but we'll go from there. And Stopfalk said, the ones I got from Stevie's, I don't taste much banana or berry flavor. I was kind of bummed. Yeah, it just depends on which ones you get, though, because there were some from Stevie's that I really like. In fact, there was one I think called Uncle Fester. That's the one that sticks out as one of my favorites, and I think that was a banana. I can't remember, but I thought it was pretty good. Let me see if I can. Uncle Fester. Peanut butter ice cream. Yeah, that one was really good. The glazed blueberry donut was okay. The Butterfinger one was pretty good. The apple strudel was pretty good. Steppenwolf, amazing creamy custard. I like that one. The root beer float was okay. Lateral Sunset, I think is the one. No. Yeah, Lateral Sunset is the dragon fruit berry cream that I didn't like for a while, and then I let it steep, and it actually ended up tasting pretty good, and I finished the bottle. But yeah, it just depends. Toffee pudding, that one was pretty good. Strawberry milkshake was pretty good. None of the strawberry ones really got me, but and then Filbert, you said you can set up Discord to apply to prevent scammers. May have to do that, or just do it like this, where they just have to email. So yeah. Next time I'm there, you got to make me one, Rob. Yeah, for sure, Ricky. Dude, my acai one is awesome. So yeah. How does she get back after going to a non-yellow planet? Wait, how does she get back after going to a non-yellow planet and getting drunk? She get back. Well, she has a ship. That's what I'm saying. But people were like, where'd the ship come from? Who cares? Does it really matter? She flew off Earth. She went to a planet. She got a ship and then went to a planet that doesn't have a yellow sun. Seems pretty simple to me and not that important to explain in a movie. But anyway. Let's see. Rob, did you ever get into any of the CW superhero shows like Supergirl, Smallville, The Flash, Arrow, etc.? I tried watching Arrow and I couldn't get into it. I don't know, it didn't hit me. I didn't watch any of them. And that was when those were on, I was still in my anti-TV kind of mode. And then when streaming shows really started, kind of popping off, then it was like, okay, I give these a shot or whatever. And those really kind of I liked, like Daredevil and stuff like that. But I never got into any of the CW shows. No. Is it good enough to drink straight? No. You wouldn't want to drink any of these anyway. That's why it's like it's little drop off the nuck, It just kind of gives you an idea of what you're gonna be in for. And a lot of times off the nut can be very misleading. Like off the nut, it was very strong, but in the actual tank, I went ahead and turned it back up to see if it's fine, but it's not as potent. Filbert said, "I can take it, Rufus. It ain't no thing." Filbert was never a smoker, but he used to eat cartons. Crunch berries, banana moon pie, lemon crumble cake, and banana Reese's. I don't taste too much with them. The Reese's one just tastes like peanut butter. The strawberry custard cookie was good. Yeah, that one, I think I have strawberry. Yeah, Chaos. Yeah, Chaos was pretty good. Some of them are pretty good, and some of them are just kind of eh. So, multitasking, watching Order 42 show and Mexico versus Ecuador. I'm glad. I hope it's going okay. Blueberry bridges over Madison County. I know. I'm really ready to try this, Bakers, because this just the outside of the bottle. It looks like they printed the bottle and then filled it and then spilled a little bit because the ink is running. But it smells kind of like blueberry, and I kind of want to try that one, but I can't now. We're full of succulents. Chaos was the good one. Cheers, all. Sean 420. How's it going? Good to see you. Real quick, let's go over some of the stuff that I've been watching. Have you guys been watching anything cool? Any shows? Any whatevers? Because I watched the James Stewart collection. Starting off with The Shop Around the Corner. Now, The Shop Around the Corner was the kind of the first version of that kind of story. It's a romantic comedy type thing. I really liked it, but in my opinion, You've Got Mail with Meg Ryan and Tom Hanks is kind of a remake of Shop Around the Corner, and to me, it is a better telling of the story. It's weird how this movie just kind of wraps up. It's kind of weird. I did like it. It was okay. Then I watched The Mortal Storm. Now, I don't know if you've ever seen The Mortal Storm. I had never seen it. 1940, right? Where's the... Yeah, 1940 is when The Mortal Storm came out. The same year as The Shop Around the Corner, and with both James Stewart and Margaret Sullivan in The Mortal Storm. The Mortal Storm is about basically the story of two families in 1933 Germany. And it's basically about how the rise of a certain politician changes people in the different families. And I'm just going to say, it seems awfully familiar. It just does. In fact, there's more coming. But yeah, odd. It's one of those movies where it feels inevitable what's going to happen because you know what's going to happen. You know, it's 1940. World War II is it's kind of going, you know? So of course you kind of see that, but it's the way that, you know, people can turn against people in their own family. Like I said, it was crazy to watch that and go, wow, this feels very familiar. So anyway, good movie. Probably won't watch it again. Just honest. The Naked Spur was pretty good. Now this has got Janet Leigh, so Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, who was also in Psycho. Robert Ryan and Ralph Meeker. It's a Western, and it's one of those where it's like, I can see why people liked this movie. I am kind of middle on it. You know, it's fine. It's a fine movie. Not my favorite on here, though. I think my favorite actually was The Shop Around the Corner. But then I watched How the West Was Won. Now, How the West Was Won is really, really interesting because it's one of only 2 narrative movies shot in Cinerama. Okay? If you don't know what Cinerama is, it's kind of insane. Now, before we go too far, listen to this cast. Carol Baker, Lee J. Cobb, who was the policeman in The Exorcist, Henry Fonda, Carolyn Jones, Carl Malden, Gregory Peck, George Peppard, Robert Preston, Debbie Reynolds, James Stewart, Eli Wallach, John Wayne, Richard Widmark, narrated by Spencer Tracy. Also co-starring, I'm going to skip over the names that I don't really know. Walter Brennan, Raymond Massey, Agnes Moorehead, Harry Morgan, Russ Tamblyn. But also, there's a almost blink and you miss it cameo almost by Lee Van Cleef. This was shot in 1962. But anyway, Cinerama is a really interesting movie because it's shot in Cinerama, which is kind of a widescreen format, but it's shot with one camera with 3 lenses that films 3 images on 3 separate film canisters. And when they showed it, theatrically, it was a movie theater with 3 what do you call it? What's the terminology? Synchronized. 3 synchronized projectors on a wide screen. So it's a big curved screen. Okay? And the way that it would work is you had a camera or a what do you call it? A projector in front. You'd have a projector like this showing the left side of the screen, and then a projector on the left displaying on the right side of the screen. And the way that it worked is that it would synchronize and one would turn off so that they weren't like crossing. You know what I mean? So it was a huge panoramic thing. It's like, it ends up being wider than scope when you're watching it. Now, what's interesting is that while you're watching the movie, you can see lines where the images kind of overlap and they kind of had to like almost blur part of the image. It's really wacky. And what it also meant was because of the lenses being used, everything was in focus. So, and also because of the length of the lens, in order to get close-ups, they had to be like 18 inches away from the people. And when you're watching the movie, the people on, and so basically if you can imagine a camera with basically three different eyes. What's weird is because it's kind of a panned image, or it's a warped image, it almost looks fisheye in some shots. Somebody on the left side of the screen is looking at the right side of the screen. They couldn't look directly at them. They had to look off because they were going to be warped. It's such a weird filming technique. There was only 2 narrative movies that were shot with this format. Now, what's also weird is that there were 3 directors: Henry Hathaway, John Ford, and George Marshall. Some of the shots in this movie were actually shot in 70 millimeter because, well, apparently John Ford could not get the shots that he wanted, and like a lot of his shots did not turn out, so they had to basically go out and shoot 70 millimeter stuff. Very, very interesting. Now, they do have theaters like that still do that, but they're very few, and there were only like, I don't even know how many theaters when this movie came out, but it wasn't like a wide release. So the fact that there were so many people in it, and you hear that cast and you go, oh my God, that's amazing. But a lot of it was like, John Wayne is in the movie for like 5 minutes. And there's the way that the movie's 2 hours and 40 minutes, something like that, something close to that. Like James Stewart is only in like the first chapter, kind of. And it's basically the story of really one family. It's basically one family and what the people go through in that family. And it's an interesting movie, but I didn't think that the movie came together for me because it was kind of like, it's like, all right, okay, that's interesting. Now we go to the next part, and then suddenly we're in the Civil War, and then it's like after the war. It's worth a watch for sure, if nothing else, for the camera technique and seeing a Cinerama movie on Blu-ray, and it's interesting. So anyway, so How the West Was Won is one of those interesting movies, and it's really the only one. I don't know if the other movie ever was like a big deal, but this one, man, they really kind of went all out on it. And then the last movie that I watched was The Long Kiss Goodnight. This is the Arrow version that came out. Did this come out last year? Or I think it may have come out this year. I'm just going to be honest. This movie's not great. But it's one of those movies that I like. And I love Samuel L. Jackson and Gina Davis in it. I think both of them are amazing. You also got Brian Cox in it. You got... what was his name again? Craig Burko. Craig Burko. He's one of those actors that you're like, hey, but yeah. But also one of my favorite character actors of all time, David Morse, is in this. In fact, one of the original story. Okay, I told you a long time ago that I had an idea for a story, and it's basically, it's kind of a police detective, but he's also got sort of an older gentleman that's a sort of, he worked with his dad and all that kind of stuff, sort of a father figure. Okay, in my head, the main character would be played by Joseph Gordon-Levitt, and the sort of the father figure would be played by David Morse. So David Morse is one of those that I just, man, he pops up in something, I'm like, dude, awesome. But yeah, this is a fun movie. I'm glad, honestly, I'm glad that I got it on sale because it's just not that great. It's not that great of a movie, but it is written by Shane Black. And for Bucho, if Bucho's watching, it was shot, the movie's set during Christmas, so it's another Shane Black Christmas movie. And it's directed by Rennie Harlan, who was actually married to Gina Davis at the time of this movie. I mean, it's loaded with special features, but I mean, it's just not the greatest. It's not the greatest movie. I'm just being honest. Okay. But then I caught up this week. I caught up on, well, one of the best shows I think on TV right now, Star City. Now, For All Mankind is a great show over on Apple TV Plus, okay? Or Apple TV, whatever it's called now. I love it, okay? This last season, the last season of For All Mankind was okay. It was good, but it wasn't great for me. The next season is shaping up to be like really interesting though. But Star City is basically a prequel to For All Mankind, but from the Russians' point of view. It's awesome. Okay? It's great. So I love it. I know it's not going to be for everybody, but I love this show. This show is amazing. And hey, this stuff is working. So yay. And then also this week, I watched the entirety of Spider Noir. Yeah, it's fine. Like, Nicolas Cage is good in the role. The show is fun. And of course, Brendan Gleeson is amazing in pretty much anything he does. But it almost feels like, you know, his buddy Colin, you know, was in the Penguin. He's like, you know what, I ought to do one of these comic book things, you know? So he does Spider Noir. And it's fun, but it's all right. And I did watch it in black and white because I tried to watch it in color and it was just too colorful. So I mean, I liked it. It was okay. It was good. It was pretty good. It's worth watching. If you have Prime, it's worth watching. So Spider Noir. And then I watched the second episode of House of the Dragon. I don't know what you guys feel or anybody, like, I don't know what anybody actually thinks about House of the Dragon. I love the show. I think this show is great. To me, this is, for me, better than Game of Thrones to me. This is a better show. And I think it's because it's more concise. Game of Thrones tries to tell 78 different stories, and it's just like, it's too much. I like the fact that this is more focused. And so is Night of the Seven Kingdoms, by the way. But I loved it. I love it, and I think it's great. So there you go. That's all the stuff that I watched this week. So there you go. Yeah. Chris said How the West Was Won is worth a watch. Cinematography is worth it alone. Yeah, it's really, like I said, it's even more interesting knowing that this weird camera thing, man. I had no idea that that's how this camera was shot, or it was shot like that. And hello, I said hi to you, Sean. Good to see you. My Jackie Chan collection didn't ship because some payment issues, so I canceled it, but that's fine. I got my subs, box, and Chinese Ghost Story trilogy on the way instead. Hey, yeah, I mean, look, I like Jackie Chan. I just don't know if I need all of those movies in 4K. So I'm kind of hoping that they'll release a box set digitally. And I know, we're about to go into it, but I just don't know if I need all those movies in 4K. I just don't know. Jackie's my favorite actor, but the movies in that collection I don't need. I can maybe get it some other time eventually. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those weird ones. And Sean says, I got that on VHS. Yeah, it's not CinemaScope. That's the crazy thing. It's not CinemaScope. It's a different technology altogether. It's very, very interesting. Like, I watched a whole like documentary on what Cinerama was. And it's interesting. Does it actually have? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. Oh, it doesn't have a list of the special features. By the way, the Warner Archive, again, I know I've pointed this out before, but the greatest thing about Warner Archive is each disc is its own thing with its own artwork, and it also means it has its own set of special features on each one. Now, some of them are pretty like, okay, here's a trailer, here's a like a short from the same time period and maybe a cartoon, but some of them actually have like making of stuff and some commentaries. But yeah, Warner Archive I love Warner Archive. So there you go. I still have a sealed VHS. Oh wow, that's interesting. Long Kiss Goodnight was a VHS weekend rental as a kid. Totally fun watch for a rental. Yeah, I mean, the fact that I got this on sale, I mean, it's an Arrow, it's top quality, all that kind of stuff. But it's just not the best movie. So, yeah. Captain Awesome No One Zone. Hello. Oh, Captain, my Captain. I hope you're doing okay. Good to see you. Dude, Hesher would be a good actor there. Dude, Hesher would be a good actor there. I'm not sure what you mean by that, other than the fact that Joseph Gordon-Levitt was in Hesher. Gina Davis was smoking. She's one of those actresses that she's not like classically beautiful, but there's something about her charisma that makes her attractive, if that makes any sense. So, right. Other than, but it being Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Dude, I still think about that that story from time to time. I put that story on a back burner because of the current one that I'm working on. But yeah, I can see the movie and I just think he would be perfect for it. But I think now he's actually getting too old for it. So it's kind of like Inception age Joseph Gordon-Levitt, which is about the time that I came up with the story. Worth checking out just to be a Shane Black Christmas movie completionist. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Just finished Treem recently. Same peeps who made The Wire. Awesome show. Features your main man, David Morse, being awesome. Okay. Did you watch the black and white? Cool. I have to watch it. Yeah, I definitely watched the noir version. I thought the color was just, I mean, the color, it's neat that they give you both, they give you a choice. But I just think the color was too colorful. And I really like the way that it looked in black and white. So yeah. Yeah. And what are you talking about? It's a long movie. If you're talking about Long Kiss or How the West Was Won, yeah, for sure. Because that one's 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's a long one. Gina Davis and Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio both have that classy charisma beauty. Oh, yeah. I'll actually agree with that. Wesley Van, good to see you, sir. How are you? I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. A couple of things, a couple of news things that I wanted to bring up. First up, yeah, did you know? And look, the browser works. Yay! Did you know that there are going to be a special edition of Backrooms coming to theaters? Adds 15 minutes of bonus footage to the hit horror film. Now, let's see if this actually has this in here. This bonus footage, a theatrically exclusive post-credit, will boost the film's running time to 126 minutes. I think Kane Parsons basically came out and said, if you're a fan of the YouTube series, then there's going to be, there's stuff in here that you might really like. So yeah, that 15 minutes sounds like a cash grab. Chris, it absolutely is. It's basically a way for those ultra fans to go out and see it again. And then maybe, well, that's the thing. Does it expand the story? I have no idea. Kane Parsons basically said it's kind of like, it's like an extra special nod for the fans of the YouTube videos, which I like those videos. I think they're cool. I don't necessarily need to go watch it again, but I'm excited for the eventual 4K Blu-ray, which I probably will end up getting because I really did like this movie. So there's that. It's absolutely a cash grab. I mean, anytime that they add anything to a movie that's already been out in theaters, it's absolutely a cash grab. Of course, I don't know if you heard this. I'm sure you have because, you know, if you've been on this stream, you probably have heard this. But they're re-releasing Avengers Endgame with extra footage, and some of that footage is stuff that was shot when they were making Doomsday. So there's going to be basically connective tissue between Avengers Endgame and Avengers Doomsday. This re-release will have footage that basically makes it plain that Avengers Doomsday is a sequel to Avengers Endgame. I'm probably going to go see it because I love Endgame, number one. Number two, I'm super pumped for Doomsday. I don't care what anybody says about, like, I get it. When people say, I'm tired of comic book films, comic book fatigue and all that stuff. I get it. I totally get it. And for me, I will never get tired of a good story. And if it's a good story, then I'm in. Just like I went and watched Supergirl, super pumped. Well, I mean, I was a little less pumped than I would have been because I kept hearing all these bad things about it. But what I'm trying to say is I'm pumped for Spider-Man Brand New Day. I'm pumped for Doomsday. I already got my tickets for Brand New Day. I'm super pumped. Okay. Oh, super pumped. All right. So I don't care. I will probably go watch Endgame. And it's got a new name, I think. Let me see here. Avengers Endgame re-release Encore. So it's called Avengers Endgame Encore. And yeah, I'll probably be going to see it because I am that guy. I am that guy that likes comic book movies and I don't care what anybody says. So I don't know. Sean said Amityville Shark House came out today on DVD and Blu-ray. Okay. I don't know much about that, but there you go. This sounds like the director's cut version kind of cash grab. Yeah, but this to me, what this sounds like is, hey, we'd really like to bump up the box office for this a little bit. Let's put out some extra footage. Which again, I get it. I get it from all points of view. If you say that's a cash grab, I go, yeah, that's what it absolutely is. But I also think from a studio standpoint, from a standpoint of somebody who knows that movies are art, but they're also there to make money. And if you can find a way to extend your box office run and give something extra, I'll be honest with you. There's a part of me that's kind of like, man, I think I might kind of like to see. I want to see Backrooms again. I already want to see it again. But do I need to see this 15 minutes today? Probably not. But there are those people that would be like, okay, I was going to go see Backrooms again anyway, to support it. Why don't I go and see the extra 15 minutes? So, I mean, I get it. I get if people just say, oh, it's a cash grab and that's, whatever. But I look at that and I go, why wouldn't you do that? Like, for example, let's just say Adventures in Game Chasing came out, right? And it blew up and people were going to see it over and over and all that stuff. And we say, hey, we're coming to the end of the run. Why don't we add a few minutes of extra stuff in there? Why don't we add a thank you to the beginning? And then, you know what I mean? Like, dude, guaranteed, there would be, I mean, that would happen. That would have happened. And again, all you wish for as a filmmaker is for something that you do to be successful and for people to love it and to watch it, right? This is, you can see it. You can have that attitude, oh, it's just a cash grab. I mean, it is. It makes sense for the studio, of course, but it's also Kane saying thank you to all those fans too, and saying, hey, here's more. You want more? I'll give you more. Here's more. And I think that's cool. You don't have to go watch it. But Backrooms is, in my opinion, is worth seeing again. So, I don't know. don't you want to see that wasn't worthy of being on the screen? Well, now you can. Well, see, that's not exactly what it is, though. This is the way that he described it, or at least in the thing that I read, was that it was stuff that is more. It's almost like more answers, and I don't know if that's true or not, but it's almost like more answers, especially for those who really love the lore of the Backrooms. And it's extra 15 minutes, and it's basically a thank you to the fans. I don't see anything wrong with it. And if you don't like it, if you don't want to go see it, don't go see it. I mean, that's absolutely. But yeah. Backrooms on VHS would be cool. Yeah, I mean, I love the idea of releasing movies like that on VHS. Me personally, I wouldn't want to watch it on VHS. It'd be like a cool thing to have, but it's not a, ooh, I need to watch it on VHS. The movie is kind of beautiful, you know, and to have the whole experience basically, you know, met at the lowest common denominator, which would be VHS. I don't know. I prefer watching it the way that the director intended. And to me, VHS is not what the director intended. It's at the time when VHS was the best way that you could watch a movie, sure. But that's no longer the case. It's an outdated format, and it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense. There's no aesthetic quality other than it looking like crap. That's really it. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, for example, if some musician says, I want to make a vinyl of my music, you would have to ask, okay, sure, is there a collectible quality to it? There's a warmth to vinyl that some people prefer. I don't think that is the best way to listen, in my opinion. The best way to listen to it is either, you know, FLAC, which is the, you know, uncompressed, you know, best quality audio, blah, 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 that you can get digitally, or like CD, probably, even though CDs are not Siri. You know what I mean? It's like, the thing about the whole collectible VHS stuff, I get it. I understand it. It's cool. It's fine. But that is not the preferred way to watch those movies. Because I'm all about the director's intent, and the director would not intend you to watch it on a 40-year-old dying format that's pretty much dead. So that's just my opinion now. Again, not saying it's bad or anything. And then Sean 420 said, I love Supergirl. And like I said, I love the character, and I think Millie Alcock was awesome. I think the movie was lacking. I don't think the movie did her the justice that the character deserves. But that's my opinion. I don't know. There's a lot of people that really love it, and there's a lot of people that didn't like it. I'm really pumped for Secret Wars, Wesley Van said. I mean, look, here's the thing. I don't know anything about Doomsday or Secret Wars. Zero. So, I mean, all I know is kind of like very, very high level. I don't want to talk about it just in case it is kind of spoilery. But I know some high level stuff, and I'm interested in seeing how crazy Doomsday is going to be. Because I think Doomsday is going to be the Infinity War of this kind of duology of movies. I'm excited. And I don't care what anybody says. I don't think there is comic book fatigue. It's bad movie fatigue. It's just like, if every single, like, there's a lot of people that got vampire fatigue because there were so many vampire movies. Then there's zombie fatigue because there's so many zombie video games, so many zombie movies. No, it's not the genre or whatever that's the problem. It's, does the story work? Is the story good? That's all that matters. The only thing that matters is story. Genre and all that kind of stuff, it's not important. It's all about the quality of the movie. And if the movie is good, doesn't matter what genre it's in. Just like I said, my number 2 movie of the year so far is Sheep Detectives. If you would have told me at the beginning of the year, hey, do you think that Sheep Detectives is going to be your number 2 of the movie, in the first half of the year? I would have said, you're insane. That movie is so good. It is really, really good. And it's free on Amazon Prime right now. So if you have that, go watch it and tell me what you think. It's amazing. Like if you like Paddington was the same way. Paddington is that kind of movie where I looked at it and I go, yeah, that's not for me. Yeah, it looks kind of cute and all that stuff, but that's not for me. And then I watch it. I'm like, crap, this movie's good. This movie's really good. That's what Sheep Detectives is like. Trust me. That's my PlayStation. I miss the Game Chasers. I mean, Sean, I think if you were a fan of the Game Chasers, I mean, of course, yeah, you miss that. And you miss Billy. And I mean, it's just sad, It's it's definitely an era of my life that it's weird because there were definitely times where, because of everything that happened, it's kind of like, man, just one small thing that would change and I would probably still be working at the same place I'd worked at. I wouldn't have quit my job. I wouldn't have been able to work on a movie. I wouldn't be able to, film for the Game Chasers. I wouldn't be able to have this channel. This channel wouldn't exist. And it's like, it's really kind of weird. It all came from Billy calling me up out of the blue and just saying, hey, you want to go to dinner? Take me to Whataburger? It's amazing. And I wondered if it was all worth it. And yeah, it was worth it. It was absolutely worth it. So even with how everything ended, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, I miss them too. I miss it too. VHS pan and scan was my childhood. I remember breaking my tape of Austin Powers because I overwatched it and it wore out the VHS tape. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a nostalgic thing, but again, at least in my opinion, as soon as I went to DVD, I'm like, I'm never gonna watch freaking VHS anymore. Like, I don't need to. There's no point. You went from roughly 320 by 240 to 720 by 480, which is at least 4 times the quality. And then from DVD to Blu-ray was another 4 times. And now you got 4K, which is another 4 times. So it's like, it doesn't make sense anymore. Like when that was the only format, sure, it makes sense. But beyond that, now it's just nostalgia for nostalgia's sake. It's not about the movie experience. It's not about the movie. It's about the memories that you have attached to. It's kind of funny because I've said this before, but the sequel, which is not really, it wasn't a sequel, but the script that I wrote for Chuckleheads, it talks about that. And it talks about that there's a character that talks about the problem with nostalgia. And what's funny is it makes the characters kind of rethink things. And it's one of those things that I loved. It was like when I wrote it, I'm like, I'm writing this, and then the guys, all the Game Chasers guys are going to read this. And it's almost like I'm attacking them, but there's a reason for it. And it really drives the characters forward in a new direction. And it's really cool. I mean, I love the way that it was a moment that, even though the story went through many different changes, that was one of the elements that remained, because it was basically, look, nostalgia is great, but nostalgia can only get you so far. And it's like, in this case, I mean, what we're talking about here, yeah, nostalgia is great and it's fine, but that shouldn't be how you enjoy the movie. You might enjoy the process, but watching the movie kind of sucks, because it's like, ugh. But anyway, I still love that story, and I love that it was the last thing that Billy and I were able to work on. But I don't know what's going to happen with it at this point. I mean, at this point, honestly, even if, I mean, let's be honest, if Billy was still alive and we still hadn't gotten anywhere, we would have probably already missed our window for this movie anyway. Because it's getting to that point where the story's not gonna make much sense anymore. Trying to save an old video store? I don't know. But anyway. I still love talking about it though. I love that. I still love that story. I'm going to see Jackass, Sean, for 20. Here's something to keep in mind. And this is not a spoiler. Okay? But apparently, this Jackass movie is kind of like a clip show. So there's not going to be a whole lot of new material. It's not a brand new movie full of stunts. It's more about them looking back and things like that. So just keep that in mind. From what I've heard, it's still definitely worth watching, but there are people that are kind of upset with it because it's not a full hour and a half of new material. So just keep that in mind. And that's not it's not really a spoiler, but that is something to keep in mind, you know? And unfortunately, I don't know if the trailers did a great job of pointing that out. I mean, maybe it did, because so much of the trailers were kind of like, kind of reminiscent, and there was a lot of, Bam's in there and Ryan Dunn's in there, and but yeah, just as long as you know that going in, I think you'll really enjoy it, because I've heard it's really good, but some people were kind of upset. I agree with Paddington. Yeah, Paddington's amazing. Paddington and Paddington 2. I haven't seen the third one yet. But yeah. DVD is the superior format. I mean, do you mean like, or disc is the superior format? Because to me, DVD is a good format. It's not the best. Oh, man. So even though everything else is feeling pretty good, I still, man, my tailbone gets all jacked up. Man, I only had 10 minutes. Okay, real quick. Let's go through this. Bam. This is what the thing was called and talking about, but physical media. PlayStation once again pulls purchase Studio Canal content from user libraries because of licensing arrangements. So 551 different titles. If you purchased it on Sony PlayStation, they're going to be pulled. And this is from the UK now. Now, the problem with this is that typically when they lose a license in one region, they may lose that license in other regions. So, if you own any of the movies on that list from Studio Canal, and you have a Sony PlayStation, it may be gone. And that's one of those things where it's like physical media, continues to prove. I mean, especially like the frustration of trying to find a movie. Of course, I've talked about the website called Just Watch, where you can just search for a title and it'll tell you where it's streaming on and how much it is if you want to purchase it on all these different digital formats or digital storefronts. And then if it's available to stream anywhere. And that's the problem, is like, when you think of Netflix, you just think, oh yeah, everything's going to be on Netflix. No, there's licensing agreements, and it's basically the same concept, is that Sony and Studio Canal could not come to an agreement on their stuff. And so Sony, even though Sony sold you this movie, they lost the license to have it on their servers completely. So Sony can't serve you a file that does not exist anymore. So that's one of the issues with digital ownership. Now this is a big topic, and we could probably do a whole stream just talking about this, is that when it comes to video games, when it comes to movies, when it comes to anything digitally, it's really, really hard to pin down ownership. Of course, if you download it and take the DRM crap out of it and all that kind of stuff, that is something that people have done. But yeah, this is one of those things that will unfortunately point more people to piracy. And as you may or may not agree with me, I think piracy is not, I don't, the only reason that piracy is worthy in my mind is if it is legally not available anywhere else. So in other words, you can't buy a DVD, you can't buy a Blu-ray, you can't buy it digitally, it's not available to stream anywhere. It's basically a lost film. It's the same with anything really. It does not make sense. If it's not available anymore, then yeah, if somebody's got a copy of it on the Internet Archive or whatever, yeah, go for it. But, or, you know, sailing the seven seas. But the idea of people just pirating because, you know, oh, the movies, the studios have plenty of money. That's not the point. It's not the point of, it's not even if it's just one of those things that I think it's a gray area and people try to rationalize it when it literally is stealing. It's literally stealing. So you can agree with me or not, but in this case, it sucks because a lot of people are just going to say, well, that's why I'm just never going to buy anything anymore. I don't own it, so I'm just going to download it, you know? And I'm like, okay, that's two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I mean? It's a crappy situation. And it's one of those things where there should be some sort of way to get around this. And I don't know what that is, but piracy is not the issue. And piracy is not the answer. And I'm telling you this from the point of view of somebody who worked on a movie and within moments, literally moments of us putting it out digitally for the people who bought the movie, it showed up on torrent sites. And there was like, I seriously don't know if anyone really made any money on that movie. I mean, I don't know because I wasn't involved with any of the money situations when it came to that kind of stuff. I was not in those conversations. But all I know is, yeah, I didn't make any money on that movie. You know, there were people that made money from production, but yeah, I paid money for the audio software that I used to do the sound editing for the movie. I never got paid back. Did I care? No. I wanted to make the movie, and I said, look, I can buy this really cheap piece of crap audio editing software, or I can use this really badass editing software and we can get a great product out of it. And we did. So to me, it was absolutely worth it. It was, to me, it's part of the experience. You know what I mean? I got to help making a feature film. That's freaking awesome. And like I said, no regrets on that. Anyway, but yeah, to me, piracy is just not the answer. And because once you do it once, it suddenly just makes it okay in your head. Oh yeah, well then it's easy. I can just do this and it's easy. But there are, especially when it comes to an independent film situation, it can really, really hurt, you know? So anyway. So that's the deal there. It's like I said, another situation where they screwed up. Someone screwed up there and it sucks. And then I just wanted to bring this up, which I think is kind of interesting. The UK government is minded to intervene in the Paramount Warner merger. A lot of the things that have been talked about with this is that it's possible that people may, like, in this situation, it may be it may be what they want is they want them to spin off certain channels. You know, oh, well, you need to sell this channel or whatever. I don't know if that means that they're going to completely block it, but this is definitely another situation where you have another government group, this time in the UK, that is basically saying, we don't want this. Now, here's the funny thing. This all happened with Disney and 20th Century Fox too. So, and that went through. So there's still a fair chance that this will actually happen. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't want it to happen. I don't want it to happen. I want Warner to be completely independent. I mean, other than, or I don't want Warner to be owned by Paramount or any other major studio. Okay. You have a parent company, that's one thing. But I do not want them to be owned by another studio, and especially not Paramount. Because Paramount's got its own issues, and I don't want Warner to go down with Paramount. So anyway, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen here? I just thought I'd bring it up. And then also, I hate that even though I hid all of these freaking ads, it's still coming up. So anyway, yeah, Comcast is planning on spinning off NBC Universal. So NBC Universal will be its own thing now. So who knows what's going to happen here? Is Netflix going to step up and say, "Hey, we want to buy this now"? Maybe not. You sons of, dude, I hate the fact that we have stuff built in to Mac now that will block ads, and the websites have basically come up with ways around. I mean, I guess that's their job, but screw you with your ads. I'm sorry, but no. So there you go. Yeah. So who knows? We may have another Paramount Warner situation if Netflix steps in or Apple steps in. I mean, there's still this idea that Netflix is basically waiting to see how this Paramount Warner thing's going to shake out, and the fact that Paramount and Warner are going to they're in so much debt that if that goes through, there's going to be so much debt that they will eventually fold. And then at that point, Netflix can come in and get Warner Brothers at a better deal, maybe. And maybe Paramount too, but I don't know. Anyway, so there you go. Gonna call it a night, go to bed early. Hey, see you later, Philbert. That was probably 45 minutes ago. I don't know how long ago that was. It's 10 o'clock already. Crap. Austin Powers is a great, especially if you're a Bond fan. Oh, dude, I love the Austin Powers movies. And that's one of those where the first time I watched it, I didn't quite gel with it. But then watching it again with friends, dude, that movie's great. And then it got, to me, 2 was just as funny, if not funnier. And then 3, I didn't like the movie as much, but I laughed harder in Goldmember than I did in either of the other 2. But 1 minute you're chowing on a burger, the next you're dead meat. But he blamed me, not if you count the gargling sound. I'm not sure what all that was. We all love Billy. Thank God he did. I appreciate you so very much, Rob. Well, thank you, Rufus. I appreciate that. Now I have the top 5 Friday songs stuck in my head. Oh, and Sean said, yeah, I know it's the best of. Yeah, Jackass is one of those things where, I mean, it's cool, but yeah. First Jackass movie was great time back in the day, for sure. Bam and Ryan are, of course, archive footage since Bam didn't want to be in it. He wasn't ready. Mr. Film Guy, hello. Good thing I only does physical and not digital. Well, I mean, again, there are times when digital really makes sense to me. And when it makes sense to me is using it kind of like Blockbuster. So you rent the movie for $5.99. You get to watch the movie. And then if it sucks, you don't have to worry about it again. But if you buy the 4K, which again, because I'm a snob, I want to watch the movie the best way I can, right? So I want to watch it in the best quality I can. So if I was going to buy it, it'd be, okay, a great example, Bullet Train. I know there's going to be a lot of people, man, Bullet Train was awesome. I didn't like it. I mean, I didn't hate it, but I also didn't, it was just there for me. It was fine. It's not a movie that I want to watch again. But now I own the 4K disc and I paid $25 for it. And it's kind of like, I would have rather just rented that, and just been like, it was fun. And then never think about it again. I don't know. So to me, there's a place for digital. And especially for movies that you're like, okay, I like the movie, but I don't need a special edition. I just want the movie and that's it. There are movies that fit that bill, They used the deleted BAM footage from part 4. Ah. I love my Criterion collection, Blu-rays I own and such. Mr. Film Guy, you are speaking my language. In fact, I mean, I know it's pretty late and we're getting to the end of the show. I don't even know if you're still here. But if you are, and you're not part of the Discord, which is now invite only because scammers ruined it. I would love to see what you got. Like if you the Criterion sale going on right now. Did you get anything? Like tell me, show me, whatever. I love that stuff. All those I got through Lionsgate licensed from Studio Canal on Vudu, and now they're getting movies anywhere. Yeah, see, that's different though, because I think that's got to be a completely special deal. So you wouldn't have to worry about that, Shozama, and it's probably. I mean, think about what's the one that I'm trying to remember. I think it was Verizon and Disney. I can't remember which one it was, but there was a somebody wants more money. And I don't know if it was Verizon or Disney or whatever. But yeah, that was oh no. It was Dish Network and Disney. It's back when we still had our we still had a dish that we lost Disney for like a month and a half or whatever during their, you know what I mean? And it's just like, it sucks because we didn't know when we signed up that you were going to have a problem with Disney. We should get, and I think we ended up getting however many months free because of their problem. And I'm like, that's not my problem. If I would have known that you were going to fight with Disney over your agreements and you were going to take away channels that I'm watching, well, I wouldn't have signed up with you. You know what I mean? So it's just a weird situation. There's going to be definitely some class action lawsuits on this thing. The morality of digital media and how they acquire it. People feel okay with taking from a giant media company, but taking from smaller is. Well, I guess my thing is like, it's hard for me to justify stealing because that's what it is. It's harder for me to justify stealing when I have the money for it. And in most cases, all that crap that I used to download for all those years, because I mean, I'm not going to say I didn't do it. I did do it, of course. It was the internet. It was the 90s and the early 2000s, and it was awesome. But all of that stuff, I usually only would watch it once anyway. So why am I not spending the $5 or whatever to just rent it? You know what I mean? And it's like my rationalizations were disappearing. And me personally, I just can't do it. There's no way that I can do that now. And especially after working on a movie and seeing all of the people that worked really hard, and then knowing that when, however many people steal from a big studio, that might mean their next movie doesn't get a bigger budget, which means the people that are working on that movie, the little guys, the gaffers, the best boys, the all those people in those huge credits, all of those people will be making less money. I don't like that. So, and I can't justify it anymore. It's like, that's like saying, okay, well, it's okay for me to steal a car from this dealership, but not this guy across the street. It's still stealing. I don't care if it's your neighbor or a dealership. It's the same thing. You're still stealing. That's how I look at it. And again, logic. And it's just, at that point, I can't agree with that. So, all those, I already said that. Peace out. Have a great night. Oh, Sean, were you saying Filbert, or are you leaving? Did you leave? Sean, have a good one. What's a better movie, Follows or Obsession? If you're talking about It Follows, I would have to default to It Follows because it's the only one I've seen. I haven't seen Obsession yet. And again, the reason that I didn't go see it in the theater is because I heard a spoiler that made me go, okay, this movie's not for me, probably, and I don't think I'm gonna like it. So I just didn't go see it. I do want to see it eventually, just because it got so big so fast, and it's kind of crazy. So I kind of want to see it, but I can almost guarantee you I'm gonna come away going, not for me. It Follows is also one of those movies that it was fine. I understand why it got the attention it got, but it's not, I didn't really like it. Backrooms, I loved, but It Follows, Dumb and Dumber, when they gave him the burger, then pills. Oh, gotcha. I think it's a cardigan, but thanks for asking. Yeah, I love Dumb and Dumber. It's so great. I used to play games on Dish Network when I was grounded. Don't steal. It's very easy. I mean, it is easy. I'm not, look, like I said, I'm nobody's police, and I'm telling you, I mean, this is the Order 42 show, which is contrary to Leon and his opinion. This is kind of the Rob show. And the fact is, I'm just telling you what I think. And just like, I tell you what I think about, other movies that have come out or whatever. I'm telling you why I can't get down with the piracy. It just doesn't fit logic anymore for me. So, but anyway, that's it for the show. I mean, we're done. Now, here's the thing. Again, for those of you who are in the Discord or on the Discord, whatever, if you're a member on the Discord thing, we're going to do the hangout now. If y'all want to hang out some. Of course you do. Probably, right? Maybe. Let's hang out for a couple hours. If you want to be a member of the Discord and you're not, you can email me. order42show@gmail.com. And we can hang out and chat and do the things. And it's really, really fun. And I actually give you a chance to talk. No, I mean, not always. I still talk a lot. I mean, that's just who I am. I talk a lot. But it is fun to hang out with everybody, and we can talk about whatever. And sometimes we talk about things that we aren't allowed to talk about on stream. Ooh. Just kidding. It's not that big of a deal. But it's fun. So come hang out. And look, there's Ninjinzu's already in here. Hello, sir.
Oh!
And Rufus is now in here. So, if you want, send me an email and join. And it's fun. And stuff. And things. So, all right then. Well, y'all have a great night. And I'm glad that everything seems to work fine on the stream. I mean, again, we got Bucho here. We got Dave.
Somebody's gotta buy him.
I mean, everything works. So, hey, y'all have a great night and a great week and all that kind of stuff. A very happy and safe July 4th to those who are in America. And if you even care, you may not care about July 4th, but if you do, and, be careful and safe and all that kind of stuff. And we'll talk to you next time. Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
And bye.
It just needed a refresher.
So, my microphone was turned all the way down for no reason. Why?
That was loud.
Am I hearing myself on the stream?
Whoops.
Later.